Oh, it's been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and dale to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary. 'Cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
To anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road.
the world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be
But
afraid.
every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made.
Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee. A fwit-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Adventures waiting further down the road.
Let's go!
Greetings, adventurers! I'm Paulo Garbanzo, and this is the Nat 21 Adventures Grand Patreon Saints game, where we have a Dungeons & Dragons game live with the supporters of our show, and they interact with us in the universe that is the world of Earth, where all of our other players are somewhere. Some of them are on the moon called Una, and some of them right here on Earth. Well, let us bring in all of our Patreon Saints here today. Oh, look, they all made it. Here we go. All right. Trellin Star Dreamer. Yay. Hello, hello. 5th level for Bog. I would say for blog. Maybe because blog is a word now. I don't know. All right. All right. And we have Quent Battle Brewer. 5th level, right?
5th level cleric, life cleric of Justice, or war cleric of Justice.
That's right. And Argrax, the I was about to say Draconian, but I was literally just talking about like 2nd edition Dungeons and Dragons with somebody, and we were like, yeah, Draconians. Yeah. Dragonborn. Close. And dropping in from on high is Princess Calliope. Hello.
Hello.
Playing a new character. She usually plays a different character, but today we have changed up her story a bit, and she's coming in with a druid character that, that we're it's a bit of a surprise that she has come in from the other world, from a different world where her Kraken gods, or what were the other gods you had? You had
Hydra, Leviathan, and Kraken.
So a lot of tentacles, which, by the way,
a lot of tentacles, a lot of dragons. They all don't shut up.
Yeah, that's kind of the antithesis of Jazus, the giant shark god, who kind of likes to be like straight ahead, just one. There's only one mouth to feed, not a lot of tentacles. Kind of anti-tentacle, that's how it is.
I guess he's got problems with tentacles.
Well, so I don't know. I hadn't really put too much thought into it, but then the more you think about it, the more it just turns into some weird, hentai sort of thing. But anyway, so your gods are upset with you for some reason, and as you started out on an ocean quest, the fog rolled in, and when it rolled back out, you were on a different ocean entirely. And you were like, what is happening? The color of the water was different, the sky is different, the stars are different. You don't think you're on the same dimension that you started out with. And you eventually found a coastline and a city on that coast. And so you went on in, and weirdly they speak more or less the same languages that you do, so you were able to communicate with them. But this world is completely different. They seem to be pro-shark, anti-Leviathan. Not all of them, just a couple of them. There is an entire, there's the whole church of Tiamat. So I mean, it's a freedom of religion here in this town. So one universal constant of all places is that they have a tavern where people meet. And
thank God.
Right. And so wandering through the streets, asking people for directions of where the closest place that could be, they seem to keep pointing you in the same direction, to a very tall building named the Frog Prince. The only reason you know it's named the Frog Prince is there's a giant frog wearing some sort of off-kilter crown as a symbol of the tavern. So you go on in, and there, although there's many groups of people around, currently the only real adventure type people are 3 adventurers: a dragonborn, a furbolg, and a dwarf, sitting at a table having some beers and regaling them, trying to figure out how they all ended up here at the same time. So that's how we're getting y'all together. But before we start in earnest, I do want to thank everybody for being here tonight. We have Skylark is here, Johnny O Twitch, Blondie, Sally. So welcome. And Sir David is not only in the show, but he's in the comments. So, whoa. From her own reality. You're not really sure how to get back, but there we are. So, it's been a while since we've had an adventure. I have been traveling across the multiverse myself. Finally got a Wednesday night available, and here we are. So, let's maybe give the audience a little reminder of who we all are, starting with Argrax.
Greetings. I am Argrax Delmirov. I am a Black Dragonborn warlock. and my patron is Archfey. Haven't looked at my sheet in ages. I'm like, what do I even do? Oh yes, I catch Hellish Rebuke.
That's right. And Eldritch Blast.
Oh yeah, Eldritch
Rebuke
Blast,
with the
why
one
not?
hand, blast with the other. I mean, that's pretty much,
Yeah, and I'm also the Twitch mod that has to deal with everything else behind the scenes here, making sure that
Oh, that's right.
that guy
I was just about to
is able
turn
to
everything on.
have a running channel.
Yeah. I was just about to turn everything on the Twitch, and then I realized it was time to start the show. So there you go. All right. And next we have Trallen.
Hello. I am a Furbolg druid. Kind of a nice guy, a little nervous. I tend to often get almost killed a lot. And been running around with these guys for a little while. They've mostly kept me alive, sort of. So I'm sticking around. It's been fruitful.
All right.
He has to send his wife and kid on a spa date in order to survive a game.
That's right.
Ouch.
I'll tell you what, no, we'll go. We'll get. We'll just go around clockwise here. So Puent.
I'm Puent Battlebrewer, Dwarven War Cleric of Jossis, that either slams you with a hammer or just runs into you with the spiked plate armor.
There you go. And of course, Jossis being a giant shark god that is well loved by many of the people in this city because it is an ocean-going town. It's right on the coast, and they rely on trade a lot. So a lot of sailors in this town. So they deal with the ocean a bit, and there's apparently a lot of sharks. So they started praying to a giant shark, and less people seem to be eaten by sharks on average, but nobody's really counting. Princess Calliope.
Hi. I'm Princess Calliope. I'm a level 6 sea and frost druid. You're probably asking why I got frost powers. Experimentation is fun. You should try it sometime. I'm from Cambria. I am from the Kingdom of Clan Gulf, which is a bunch of seafaring pirates, and we get you drunk and basically beat you up and steal your cash.
All right. Well, in another, maybe the same world, but maybe on the other side. You're not really sure. Legends say that this world of Urt is actually flat, but sometimes the gods will flip a coin and make it round, just to mess with everyone. So sometimes the world just connects all the way around, and then sometimes it doesn't. You go right off the side. So intercontinental travel is a bit risky because the gods are funny. Well, here we are in the Frog Prince Tavern, home of the Frog Brew, and Rupert, the Frog Prince himself, who seems to be maybe half human, half bullywog. Not really sure. Maybe he says he's a full-blown prince under a curse. No one's really been able to substantiate that claim. But in this world, hey, odds are anything could happen. So there is this tavern is particularly large. It has a gigantic fight ring in the basement. It has a casino on the second floor, and then it has rooms on the third floor. So there we all are. What would you like to do?
Since I'm the new girl in the group, I'm going to walk up to the 3 people at the bar and be like, hey, you guys seem like you could possibly help me with something. You see, I'm kind of not from here, like here. I'm from another dimension, so to speak, possibly. Or from another land, I should say. And I kind of need to get back home. Because, like, I'm getting married soon. So it's like, I'd like to go home and be with my husband.
I think this one has hit in her head talking about other worlds.
Or I'm not drunk enough for this.
I'll drink to that, mate.
Did she fall through one of those holes you fell through, Quint?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's funny coming from people who literally went through like 4 dimensions from one adventure to get back to their homeworld.
That's why
only
Point
one-
says he's not drunk enough for this.
Only 1 dimension off. That shouldn't be a real biggie, honestly. Well, Rupert comes over and he says, "I'm sorry. Did I hear you say you're a princess? I'm a prince. If you don't get back to your world, you could be princess of all this." I mean, it is actually kind of a nice building. I mean, it's pretty large. It's
If you don't get back to your
size.
if you don't get back to your world, you can be
There we go. So yeah. So
Okay, Rupert, back behind the bar. Ease off. The lady just got here, huh?
Yeah, and it's like I can have a whole kingdom. Thank you very much. And I prefer
Point
men
reaches
to
into
be.
his backpack, grabs one of his battle brewer brews, and pushes it her way. Drink.
I'm sorry, but I don't accept drinks from strangers. That's how I ended up in the dreamscape a couple of times.
Well, you're in luck, my lady. This one's Point Battle Brewer. So Calliope meet Point, Point meet Calliope, your friends. Let's drink.
All right, bartender, give me something strong because I'm going to need a very, very stiff drink after this adventure.
She doesn't know what's in the battle brew.
No. She did not. Considering I wasn't handing her the beer, I was handing her the whiskey.
Whiskey, give me that!
pirates. Oh no. I guess they like rum better. Well, Rupert's like, "Hey, we have the Frog's Brew. That's a pretty powerful grog, but all right, He's like, I should make a rule about no outside drink.
Should think about that one.
They spend
Rupert,
enough
you
money
know
here, though.
that you make money off me being in here.
Oh, I know. That's why I haven't made that rule yet. But yet.
It finds the people who can't handle this, and they go to you and spend lots of money on grog.
That's true. Once they yes. It's still good. Well, obviously there's many things going on. Someone comes up out of the basement and reminds everyone that there's a fight tonight. Looks over at this crew of people, and it's actually you've seen this person here before. They don't run the fights necessarily, but they are around. I believe you do know of Gorgor, the Minotaur, who does run the fights in this establishment.
And her lovely bow, certain wizard.
That's right. So the tiefling sees you again and sees you and comes over. Says, "Hello, hardy adventurers. We've got some fights worth betting on tonight. Any chance you'll be around?"
Possibly.
Maybe. We haven't checked to see if there's anything worthwhile on the job board.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm sorry. My name is Kazar, and I'm actually in charge of finding beasts for the fight pits. If you hardy adventurers bring anything back alive, you let me know. There's good coin in it. And he just gives you a nod and orders a orders a grog and sits over to the side. Anything else that you're
I think we've been in this bar long enough. I think we need to find something fun to do.
Well, as you look around and finish your drinks, the door swings open, and just a ordinary looking human comes in. He's just got regular street clothes, no weapons at all. Seems a little bit. It's like this is a dangerous place for someone who is unarmed at all. And he looks around, and again, finding the only adventurers who are in the tavern at a 6:45 in the afternoon. Says, he comes over. Are you adventurers? You look like adventurers. Are you adventurers?
It depends who wants to know.
She beat me to it.
I would like to know. My name's Silas, and our town is being overrun. We need strong, brave adventurers like yourselves to help us.
Whoa! Hold up. Slow down, friend. Overrun by what?
Demonic chickens.
Demonic chickens.
Well, I think you people call them cockatrices. Cockatrices. Cockatri. What's the plural of cockatrice?
Yes.
Cockatrices. There's no time to waste. They're petrifying everyone in town. It's terrible.
Obviously, the situation in his town has got his feathers all ruffled.
You can't just barbecue them?
They turn you to stone. Well, they petrify you. You get better. But I mean, it is bad.
Chickens turning people into stone. I thought I've seen everything. Apparently not.
They don't have cockatrice where you're from?
No, I don't.
Oh, just wait till you see
you're
some of the
lucky.
things around here. We have some also the finest moops around as well.
What's a moop?
She isn't from here.
This is
Oh
a
my
moop.
gosh. So I didn't know this until just the other day, but Moop is also the name of the band that the kids from South Park started.
Yes. What is moop?
And I was like, I totally forgot that they were called Moop. Anyway, just wanted to throw that out there.
So you know owl bears, right? Except this is cow and sheep. The wizards got something right.
Finally, for once, they've created something worth having.
Yeah, because
something that won't
the
kill
only
you
thing
up
the
the
wizards
road.
ever did was kidnap a general of another kingdom, brainwashed him, and then presented him during the war times to the general of the kingdom he came from. You should have seen her face. She was pissed.
Wizards, am I right?
A bunch of nerds, if you ask me.
My feelings exactly, but probably shouldn't say that around this town. A town entirely run by wizards, by power mad wizards.
I thought you said this town was run by sailors.
No, sailors work here. Wizards run the town. Yes.
Daddy, appreciate you.
Silas the peasant. He once again is like, can you help me?
New friends, do we want to help him? I'm feeling charitable today.
We could probably give this a shot. I mean, cockatrice don't sound quite as terrible as those last things we went after.
What was the last thing you went after?
What are those things called, Agrex? I can't even remember.
Of course you can't remember. You get knocked unconscious every time we're in an encounter.
It does happen. Big
Here I am. I've always got to, protect the party. Got to do all the things, because
This is why you got to let the women do the work.
we had this one other woman fighter that was with us. She said she was a fighter, but she had trouble, hitting people with the sword right in front of her.
Did she like blast people with electricity instead? I seem to recall that, or was it the other way around? No, I'm
that was
pretty
me.
she blasted people with electricity. Like,
Oh, yeah, basilisks. That's what we went after. Basilisks.
oh, basilisk. That's right. Silas looks
Oh,
rather
the
nervous.
Salamanders in the mountain.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, you sound like very hardy adventurers. You should prove your mettle. Yes, by coming to my town and saving us from these cockatrices."
Say that 3 times fast.
Cockatrices.
Basilisk with feathers.
Yeah. Argrax stands up from his bench that he's sitting at and saying, "Careful there, little one, with who you are taunting with proving metal."
Yeah, I don't have anything to prove. I just make baskets.
Well, apparently sounds like their town's gone to hell in a handbasket as well.
I'll give you all the baskets you could ever want if you save our town.
Baskets, we've got bags of holding. They're the best basket of all.
Well, I mean, I could make other things, not just baskets. I can make baskets and other kinds of baskets.
You literally
And-
said baskets 3 times.
Different baskets,
All right,
square
someone
ones.
shut this man up before I punch him in the face.
Ah. He looks rather concerned. I probably only has about 4 hit points, and I'm pretty sure it could be killed by 1 punch.
That's
At least
the fun
according
part.
to the edition. Ah.
Point, give this fool a soft drink to relax him.
I give him a beer.
Oh.
Punching him wouldn't relax him.
Little friend, how far away is this town of yours?
Depends on how fast you travel, but I sailed my little boat over here. It took a couple of days sailing on my boat. It probably takes almost that much time to walk. Unless you have speedier mounts.
Oh, I don't have a flying carpet like some of our other friends.
It's true.
Oh, I'm sure we could call an Uber.
The old Uber Hawk. It is possible.
Only if Tor is the driver.
That was yeah, you have to catch him on Thursday. This is Wednesday, so that's you could hire an Uber Hawk. You could walk, you could take his boat back. There are options. What would you like to do?
Well, the Pathomancers were pretty interested in the basilisks we brought back. They probably would like basilisks with feathers too. We might be able to sell those. It sounds profitable.
Oh well, if you want to collect them, by all means, yes. There's dozens of them. I dare say.
Yeah, that seems about the only thing we're gonna, make any coin on with this quest. This one here can only make baskets. And
Really nice
baskets.
Let's get a couple of big leather sacks, and maybe we'll bring a couple back and give them to the guy downstairs. They might make good entertainment in the ring.
cockatrice fighting. There is actually cockatrice fighting in this town. They're slightly smaller venue, but you know, it does exist. You can make a coin on it. It probably exists in this town.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sure there's some little heretical village, you know, that could maybe even buy them for tar and feathering of, you know, a spicy kind.
Spicy meatball.
All right. You know what, little one? You
I'm
are in
ready
luck.
for the pathomancers.
We will help you today.
Huh. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. And yes, I'm sure that we have fish. We have plenty of fish in this town. We have a priest. Maybe he can give you some blessings. Yeah.
Priest,
Well,
I have a
would you like?
priest right here.
I mean, no offense.
And a
but-
priestess. Just saying. And a priestess. Don't discriminate.
We are in luck then today. Huh, thank you. Yes. I'm sure this will all help. We could take my little sailboat back. It's not much, but it'll hold us barely.
Barely.
Well, your friend is you're both large-ish.
Ish.
I mean, it's just a little. It's not this. I mean, the boat does supposed to hold fish, you know, so like a lot of fish. So I mean, it does have a pretty big carrying capacity. But
Is he actually looking at what I'm wearing and saying, "Let's go to a boat"?
well, you know, I mean, you're hydrodynamic. I mean, you are a priest of Jawsus, so you know, maybe he's taking that into consideration. Maybe he's not. Maybe it's just all he's got. But if you want to take an Uber Hawk, yeah, you guys, I'll just meet you there. I'll boat back, and you can talk to the priest there, and if that's faster for you, I mean, I'm happy to help you with that. Maybe I can sell some fish and pay for the Uber Hawk, anything.
What's an Uber Hawk?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're new here.
It's
It's
our
fly
mode
sharing.
of public transportation that you pay for, but it's very
No,
quick.
you pay for transportation here? Stupid.
Go ahead, walk
Weird
for days, then we'll
world.
see you later.
You're more than welcome to walk, princess.
Listen, I can also shape into animals too. So you know what? I can easily swim there.
Okay, have fun with the sharks.
I can polymorph into a shark. Duh.
Mm.
Remember, sea druid after all?
That got yeeted from her own reality.
Listen, I'm sorry that my mother and I are having problems currently.
Besides, the sharks can probably smell the Leviathan on you. They might not be too pleased with you in their waters. The Jaws' sharks are not something to mess with.
Apparently, among other things, but I'm not in my world anymore, am I? It's like you scream at your mom for telling you about, scream at your mother for not telling you who your dad is for so long. And then she yeets you into another reality. Wonderful.
All right. Well, how about we go ahead and call ourselves some Uberhawks. He can sail back after he finishes business here. He's likely just going to get in our way in case we get into any trouble anyway. So probably best to not have to worry about protecting the small one.
Well, that sounds great. You'll get there faster. just talk to the priest of the sun. His name is Pepe, and he is it's short for Giuseppe. So yeah, he knows what's happening. The faster you get there, the better.
All right,
And-
let's go ahead and get this over with.
Thank you, bold adventurers. Yeah, our town just doesn't have any. The town is named Vernazza. It's just a little sea village. There's a little tower in the town, so you should be able to spot it using the Uberhawks. They don't come by very often, but they do know of the town. It's not that small. It has a nice beach.
Yep. Oh, maybe we'll get up there, take care of the situation, and then we can have a nice little beach party while waiting on you to finally show up.
I love beach parties.
Oh, well, and if you can rid our town of cockatrices, then I'm sure that we will have a fantastic beach party in your honor, grand heroes. Very well. No time to waste. I guess I'll start sailing back. Vernazza, Giuseppe the priest of the sun. Okay.
We got
I'll-
it.
I'll see you there. And he's like, he kind of backs up a little, like hoping to. You could tell he's just like waiting for you to jump into action. You know?
People are
Maybe
so
he's never
weird.
seen heroes before. I don't know. They've never actually seen an adventurer. Well, who knows? Well, all right. Well,
I guess we'll have a last drink and rent a hawk.
all right.
Ah, yes. Definitely a good idea there.
Last drink.
Hey, we're not driving. It's okay.
It's
I
your
was gonna
last
say, you
drink
forget who
at
you're with,
this
right?
location point. Come on.
I like
I think
him.
they have drinks on the flight. So.
Sweet.
Remember, I sold to a whole yacht.
It's true. All right. So there is a let me see if I can just pop that up on the whoop. I've got the map of the town here. It's just boop. And so boop. All right. So here we are in the city of Magecroft, and there's a little dock right there, and on that dock is actually a little landing pad. It is where the Uberhawks come in. There's a building there that's their storage area, and a little bit of an area on top of that building, so that obviously the birds can rest there. It is 100 gold. That is per bird for the trip. It is not cheap. That is fairly expensive. But you'll need 2 birds, so that's going to be 200 gold. And the Uberhawk people are more than happy to take your money, and they're like, "All right, direct flight, or would you like to wait?"
We'll take the direct flight.
All right, fantastic. Who's got the money? They
Well, I
do have enough, right?
I seem
You
to
should
have
plenty of
I seem to have an IOU slip and 34 gold.
money. Does anyone else have any money?
Yes, I pay.
I was gonna say, I think you guys have tons of money somewhere.
I think we do. I just don't know how much.
I don't
It's
know
like,
how much
I don't
have
have
either,
this
but
world's money.
I know I have a decent amount from what hasn't been part of the sea anemones and stuff.
Right?
And Tom, you said he gave me the money. I just don't remember what he said it was, and he has to look at the sheets again.
All right. So we saw the map of the. We saw the map of the city being right here on the end of the peninsula there. That's the you take off from there, fly into the sky, like Indiana Jones. Dun, 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 dun. There's a lot of little tiny villages along the way here that aren't marked on this map. There is a fortress right in that valley, right in the river valley, where it kind of marks the edge of their formal the border, I suppose, of this city state of Magecroft, although it goes farther south. They are very coastally related. Also, just FYI, the Magecroft kind of controls most of upriver up here, and they vaguely hold on to the coast, but these are just fishing villages with not much going for them, so they don't really they barely control them. They might have a guy who comes around once in a while to be like, hey, you guys want to pay some taxes or something? But otherwise they almost never show up. So Uberhawk just flies straight up the river, flies over here, and this little town right here, nestled in between these mountains that fall right into the sea, is the tiny town of Vernazza. And it's a lovely little coastal town, and there are, it's got stuccoed buildings and a little cove, and on the tip of that cove is a tower. Maybe, it could be used as a defensive bulwark, but honestly, you're kind of just like, yeah, any group of 5th level adventurers would probably be able to just destroy it. This is clearly not a that tower is more for not even big sea monsters, but just kind of just there to look out and make sure that nothing's coming towards them. But after having just left the city of Magecroft, which is a giant sprawling city that has hundreds of wards, you can't even come into the city. You can't fly in invisibly without it spotting you and sort of stuff like that. It's like, wow, this town just doesn't have any defenses at all, does it? Uberhawk lands on the bridge of that little cove there, and you guys hop off. Uberhawk looks around, and as you look around as well, definitely this town is pretty darn quiet. Much quieter than it should be, and as a matter of fact, it's still during the daylight, so it's getting towards dark. But this is when fishermen usually would be pulling in. They'd be fixing all their boats and all that sort of thing, but the boats are mostly in the dock, inside the what is the word I'm looking for? It's kind of a port, but it's
shipyard.
Well, it's not even a shipyard. It is just the cove where the little fishing boats are stored. But they're all here. They're all in port, and some people have spotted you flying in. So a couple of stocky fishermen come running to catch up to you. What do you do?
We were sent to meet a priest about some pesky bird-like things.
Ah, Well, you made it just in time. The fog is probably coming. Yes, our priest. I'm sure he'd love to talk to you. And so you're here to stop the cockatrices.
Yes, the basket man told us about the situation, so we're here to help.
Oh, Silas made it. Oh, great. All right. I'm a pretty brave man when it comes to beasts of the sea, but this is ridiculous. Yeah, we'll take you to the priest. And he turns around. Didn't even introduce himself. He turns around and starts heading towards a small chapel of sorts. And he bangs on the door. Giuseppe, Pepe, hey. And eventually the door opens up. And this priest might be in his mid 60s ish. He's got shocking gray hair that kind of sticks straight up. Not quite like not exactly like Doc from Back to the Future, but maybe a little shorter, only slightly more controlled. And he is a priest of the sun. He wears a gigantic priestly sun emblem on his chest. And hey, all right. Bold Adventures, come in. He looks around. He tries to just pull you into the chapel. And once you're inside, he closes the door. Says, "It's almost dark. As soon as the fog comes, it's Cockatrice City. My people call me Pepe, the priest. Giuseppe is my name. What can I tell you about this situation?"
They come with the fog?
Every night for almost almost 2 weeks. Fog has descended upon the town right at dusk. And then shortly after, cockatrice just appear in the fog. I don't know how. I've tried to turn them with my priestly abilities. I've tried to dispel them. But come dawn, the fog is lifted and they're gone. And fortunately,
all that, but have you tried to hit them with the warhammer?
They're rather tough. I mean, we kicked a few of them. For starters, I thought it was a big chicken, and then I kicked it across the place, but then it bit me, and well, I got petrified. I mean, I got better, but yeah, but yeah, half the town is petrified at the moment. We've been trying to stay indoors, but those beasties, they just I don't know. I think it's the fog, but every once in a while, someone has found a cockatrice in their house. I don't know. And then they just petrify everybody.
Petrified by poultry. Yep, I've definitely seen it all.
So
That's the difference between a chicken and a cockatrice, I guess.
So tell me, who recently came back with some nice artifact? This sounds like a curse.
Oh. I mean, no one. I mean, most of us are humble fishermen, and an excellent basket maker. And the pizza place is pretty good. But we don't go adventuring. I mean, we're
So
just
nothing happened that no one came by and gave you guys anything 2 weeks ago?
We had some adventurers come through a little while ago. They
Before or
They-
after the fog?
before they spent a lot of money here. We hosted them for a few days. They partied up. It was great. Yeah, they kind of ruined half of our economy because we had a couple people just take a bunch of gold and they just left after those adventurers came in. They did donate a lot to the church though. Nice people. I mean, I did heal them a bunch. So was something dredged from the water? Wouldn't be too obvious.
Now, what
What
about
else?
any of your fishermen? Have your fishermen found anything odd while they've been out?
Well, I mean, they're always pulling things up from the water. And yeah, maybe. I mean, there was the old boot. I mean, usually they just toss crap back, but I mean, every once in a while they'll pull something that's vaguely valuable. There was a shipwreck a while back. Some giant mechanical crab of some sort sank some ships. That was a while back, though. That I don't know why that would be affecting us now. I mean, do you think it's a curse?
Sounds like a curse.
This fog came from somewhere. Daily fogs don't just happen all of a sudden and take place every single night now.
No, not this time of year. No. Yes. I mean, there's definitely something magical in the fog. But what? Why? I mean, there have been, well, in the past, there are some, there's some ancient towns that have been, lost up in the mountains. Yeah. But I mean, nobody goes up there. I mean, no one should be going up there. I mean, we're all, we tell everybody not to go up there for certain reasons because, what?
So
Also,
you
wild
healed
boar
a bunch
out
of
there.
adventurers. What unhealed the adventurers?
Oh, I don't know. They never really tell us much.
Adventurers
I don't
that
know.
don't tell stories. This is very suspicious.
I mean, the reason they came to me was because they were they had been attacked by some undead. At least that's what they said. They did have some necrotic flesh there. Ugh. But I healed them up good. Don't you worry.
Yeah, just like you've healed up all those poor statues out in town square.
They're only petrified for a day. They come back. But they have been, it did take almost the entire town the first day because we didn't know what was going on. I just thought we were invaded by chickens, and we were like, "Hey, great chickens! We love chickens." And then turns out not so much. Not chickens.
Yeah. Petrification
Cockatrice.
lasts for more than one day. Call a doctor.
Yes. And as you've been talking, the time has passed, and it does. The candles are lit inside the temple here, and you hear the of the chickens, the cockatrice, clearly outside the door. And they claw at the door, and one of them's got a hook for a hand.
Labyrinth time.
Well, there's a lot of them. Are you sure you want to just go out there and face them?
That's
How else are we gonna free
kinda
you
what we do.
from all these like beasties? If y'all are so afraid of them.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah, the sun. May the sun bless you. What's your favorite god? Mine's the sun.
Question for you, Pepe.
Hmm.
Do you have any anti-petrification?
Well, I mean, I've pretty much used up any potions that we've had. I can cast ritual that will turn you back, but sadly, I don't have anything handy. Sorry.
Unprepared priests.
Gotta love
I didn't know
them.
there was going to be such a rush.
You have a town that gets petrified daily by demon chickens. Figured you would have more supplies.
Well, again, this has only been happening for a week and a half. So,
A week and a half, that's many days.
well, we're not exactly rich like you adventurers. I just live here.
All right, enough. Let's see what's going on outside.
All right. You unbar the door. Do you open the big door or just the little door? There's a door within the door, so you can just open like a one-person door, or you can open the double doors.
We look out the window first to see what's in front of the doorway.
There are some torches, oil lamps burning in the street, but not that many. This town kind of goes to sleep at night. So a couple of lights in some houses, some candles burning in windows, but the streets are dark. And there is a very, very thick fog going on. But you can definitely hear the call of the cockatrice. You see in the fog a vague shape or two or three, but it is ridiculously thick. Almost unnaturally thick.
Well, I guess we need to just venture forth and see what is happening. Everybody prepared?
I can get prepared really quickly.
All right. Big door, little door. I mean, little door, basically just one person goes out at a time. Big door would open it up for everybody.
On your lead, Argrax.
Let's just do the small door. We don't want the inside to be overrun because apparently this fool's got to cast a ritual to fix any of us if something goes wrong.
It's like, I'm just a humble priest of a small town. That's why we have adventurers. So, all right. So, in what order are you going to proceed through the door?
I'm the
I
archer,
suppose.
so I'm thinking not first.
Right.
I'm the most heavily armored. I'm thinking first.
All right. So, Puent, then Argrax, then Calliope.
Yes.
All right. Then Trallon. Okay. I just want to. I mean, you'll all get a movement. You'll all get out the door in the first round anyway, so it's not like.
Yeah.
slightly
Well,
backed
I
up.
can
But
very easily cast spells over the wee one's head.
right. All right. Argrax.
Playing a
Calliope.
dwarf in a party that has a dragonborn can come in handy in multiple different ways.
All right. All right. You swing open the door. Puent, you're first out. Do you like how you're gonna like bust out, just start swinging at the first thing you see? What's the plan?
Well, I'm going to take a look and see how close they are as the door opens.
All right.
I mean, if there's any that I can actually like just spike, cool. If not, I'm stepping into the fray and swinging.
All right.
I see Point going out there, kicking and swinging his club like a golf club. Oh yeah.
I don't have.
You basically open the door, and don't you have a mace, right? Yeah.
No. I have the trident if it was for seabed
right.
things, and I have the time-stopping warhammer.
That's right. So you open the door. The fog is ridiculously thick. Tell you what, Puent, give me a kind of a stealth check to just make sure you're not just kind of like for opening the door.
Can we just say I failed it because I'm doing it at disadvantage with my plate armor?
Well, you still get a roll,
You don't know. You could crit.
Yeah.
I rolled with disadvantage.
You could still crit.
Well, at least it's not too bad. I got a 10 and an 11.
All right, see, there you go. You're the door is creaky, not it's probably as loud as you are, so you're not making any extra noise. You can creak it open. The fog again is thick, and some of the fog starts to roll into the chapel here. And you're looking out there, and you see, and I mean, cockatrice are slightly larger than a turkey. They're like, and they're like evil turkeys, and they do have longer tails, but their body is right about the size of a turkey, so very puntable, but also can turn you into stone. So there you are. You definitely make out at least two. And the fog is just so thick that you really can't see much farther beyond that. But you're like, oh, yeah, there's two there. Now, they have not noticed the door being opened. You do get that feeling that if you had like swung the door open and then made a lot of rattling sounds, that they would have just like turned on you and gone right for you. But they have not. Their basic clucking and scratching sounds clearly are just as loud as you are. So there they are, unawares, as it were.
But they're close enough to give a good swing to.
You'd have to jump through the door and out there. They're about.
Oh, I'm going out the door.
Okay, they're about 14 feet away. So you'd have to get out 10 feet to be able to swing. So.
Because, like I said, I was the first one out the door. I wasn't.
All right. Well,
I have to make room so that they can get out.
That's right. All right. So you get about 10 feet, and that's you definitely like as you're coming in. That's when they're like, and they, you're like, oh, and you do realize, and as you move every 5 feet, you get out there. You're definitely you're like. Oh, and there's a couple more behind that. So like every time you're like, oh, you can see just a little bit farther in the fog, and this street, which is kind of it's not the main piazza, but it's a large open area of the towns where the chapel is, and there's probably the tavern across the street. So it is a pretty large open area. There are some smaller boats that are up on blocks. To be fixed or careened in this part of the open area. but you can barely even see across the street. But you do see an awful lot of cockatrice, which I'm going to use the Latin for the plural. Cockatrice. So, oh, and thanks for the support, Maraca. Thanks for coming out. All right, so Puent, Cockty, maybe. Puent. Oh, well, you know what? Actually, because they do spot you as you're heading out, let's roll some initiative. You get in there before they do. Oh, what is their initiative bonus? Man, just a dex. Oh, so I got a 19.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, I'm one below them.
Oh, all right.
I don't get any pluses, and I rolled an 18.
Oh man, yeah. So, so the two nearest you are like, "Dirk!" And as you're like, "I've got this," you just didn't realize just how quick those little bastards are, and you're like, "Whoa!" They, oh, really? Wow. That's a 21, an unnatural, a dirty 21.
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
But 18 misses, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So the other one takes a snap at you, but tink bounces off your armor. The other one lasers in and pow. The damage, not that much. However, you will need to make that save. Yes, and it is literally 2 points of damage, but you will need to make a save, DC 11 Constitution check.
Yeah, I'm a dwarf. That's a 22.
Yeah, and with your dwarfly abilities, you're kind of like you can feel it. It's like getting stung by a bee when you're fairly immune to bee stings. So you're just like, oh, I got stung. No biggie. But you definitely see that there are many more cockatrice. You were just like came out straight beeline towards them, and we're like, ah! And then you're like, oh, hello, oh my, there's a whole flock of them.
I fishing 100 fish in a barrel.
That's right, and I'm in the barrel. All right, well, it is yours.
I don't know how I use one of Louis' dice towers, and it jumps out of the tower tray.
You're just extravagant.
And it's one of the metal dice, so it shouldn't have launched.
I mean, it has extra mass. I don't know.
But we get to hear padoing.
Oh, 21. All right. All right. So what's the damage on that?
The damage is cloud of feathers.
No, not necessarily. $29.
29. And is that
Cloud of feathers.
doubled or
Was that before or
the
after
double
the
or
double?
after?
It's 1d10 plus 3, so it's after.
Right. Okay.
No, I rolled that. Okay, wait. I doubled something I shouldn't have, so it's
You can't
just
have an
doubled the whole
odd number
thing.
if you doubled something.
yeah, that's so it's 18 plus 6 is 24.
All right. It definitely is Cloud O feathers for this guy. Just
So not only did I make it Cloud of feathers, but the feathers got stuck because I critted two-handed, and it does that time freeze.
oh yeah. That's right. That's right. It's been so long. I've almost forgot about that. It does when on a crit, it does freeze. It basically freezes them in time where they are stuck. Now, of course, I can't remember. Was it 1 round or was it D4 round?
It was 1 round.
1 round, yeah. Okay. So he looks very surprised. The other cockatrice is also surprised. All right, Argarax. Cloud of Feathers now doing the Matrix as you can like move around them. You do see several cockatrices. Cockatrice.
I'll come out and go off to the side, and with the initial actions, roughly how many are in a spacing window of 5 foot by 30 foot long?
Okay. Well, do you want to go to the left or the right of Puent?
I want to go towards where it seems like the largest concentration might be.
Okay. So probably to the left. That's more towards the rest of the town. To the right is more towards the little cove. So while there's a little dock by there, there's probably more that way. So you step to his left. You're pretty sure that there are possibly many is the number that would be there. Many. So let her rip.
Acid breath.
Acid breath. All right. And they get a save, right, on that one?
Yes, Dex.
How many 20s does it take? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, man. Okay. All right. What's the damage on that?
All right.
Oh, thanks again for the cheer. Awesome.
So that's going to be 6 acid damage for everyone that failed a 13 and 3 for those that passed the 13.
All right. You did a wide swath of damage to many of them, and you hear even farther into the dark fog. You can't even see the ones that you damaged. It's a good amount of damage, but definitely did not lay any of them low. However, the one in the front managed to duck underneath you and rolled a natural 21 on its saving throw, which in our world, even saving throws, if you roll a natural 21, that causes you to have no damage. Oh, and a nat 21 for me as well. Well, Blondie, since I just saw that, it does get an attack, and that one that dodges, weaves, and snaps you right in the back of the calf for a natural 21. This mere D4 plus 1 damage, which is a 4, now 8. It bites down hard on you. Gah! And you are going to also need to make a con save of 11 or higher. This is one badass cockatrice. Like that. Did you just fail?
I rolled a 6. I don't know. Well, even my highest modifier is not enough to fix that. 6, so it's a 8 that I get with my modifier.
All right.
If there's any help coming in from the chat, because a +3 will be enough to pass.
I love that Blondie just says "moo ha 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 ha." So I don't see any help coming in from there, at least. Thanks, Blondie. But all right, so you're like, oh, and you feel your leg starting to. It starts to actually turn to stone. It was a very nice hit. You are not completely stone. If you fail your next save, next turn, you will be stone.
Okay, and because now feeling that, and I am thoroughly irked,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm really, really, really mad at this chicken now. And I took damage.
Oh, yes. The
I'm
old
going
heli-
to- I'm going to burn a spell slot to cast the Hellish Rebuke.
All right. And that's, because that's a reaction.
Reaction. Yes.
Yes, so it happens this round. But bam!
Yes. Now let's
Hellishly
see.
rebuke that chicken.
Yeah. So that chicken needs to make a dexterity save.
All right. Oh, that is a no on that one. That's a big old 8 right there. The cockatrice was just so pleased with himself that he bit you and was just like, yeah. Was not paying attention to the hellish rebuke being rained down upon him. So this jerky turkey suddenly eats it. Pang! What's that damage?
That is 20 fire.
Oh, dang. All right.
And that's actually a really bad roll because that's a 1, a 8, a 1, and a 10.
Oh, yeah. Well, it is enough for this to roast this chicken. You're so mad. It just bursts into flames all over you. All right. Princess Calliope, as
What's
you
that?
are watching all of this madness happening, you're like, It does. The flames do light up the area, and you definitely see more to the left. A couple more heads poking out of the fog. You're pretty sure there are some more to the right as well, but they must be farther away. The left seems to be a little bit more where this mob of cockatrice are coming from.
So I'm going to cast Ray of Frost to the left side where I see the two heads popping out of the fog.
All right. Ray O' Frost. And remind me, is that a to hit or is that a save?
To
That
hit.
they need to hit. Okay. Blast them.
Okay.
And you're stepping through the door as well, right? To get
Yeah, I'm
Tron
stepping
out.
through the door.
Step through the door. It's like a nice team of superheroes just coming out there.
18.
All right. You blast right through. You hit one of them. You got fire. You got ice. You got exploding chicken in general. You have flaming chicken and now frozen chicken. What's that damage?
4.
All right. It is still up. However, it has taken 6 damage from the acid and 4 from the freezing. It now is slightly cold and moving slow, but it is still alive. Anything else this round? I think that's, unless you have a bonus action, but otherwise, Trollen. Is it? I keep saying, is it Trollen?
It's Trollen. Yep.
Trollen, yes. All right. Trollen.
All right. Well, I will step out a little bit to the right, I guess. And who's got a cockatrice reasonably close to them from where they're at?
Well, Puent does.
Take your pick.
Yeah.
I will pepper an arrow and a spell attack into that cockatrice.
All right.
So
Bring it.
Well, that's a 22 to hit with the arrow.
Oh, that definitely hits.
And since I can roll the dice quick enough anyway, a 26 to hit with a spell attack.
Boom! One just gave you disadvantage.
Disadvantage on which one? I'm assuming
we
the
just saw
arrow.
it, so yeah.
All right, let me throw that again. And that is an 18 on the disadvantage.
That's still gonna hit.
Yeah. Good. So 6 damage from the arrow
Mhm.
and another 9 damage from the spell attack.
Oh, all right. Boy, not quite enough to really knock it all the way down, but it is. It kind of and it's definitely gonna it's gonna leave. Unless you have another move this round, it's
No, that's all I got.
Right.
One arrow and the bonus attack.
all right. So that one's gonna just balk off into the fog. Let's see. Puent nailed the other one that was in front of
Wait.
him.
Was it close enough to me that as it's leaving, it gives me an attack of opportunity?
Oh yeah, because it's the one that was in melee with you, or about to. Yeah.
So I tried to be nice, and I went to the red metallic die.
Gah! Gah! I have had enough of you chickens.
And that is 20 points of damage. And again,
and kind of just as the other one is like the feathers are starting to start to return to the time, then this one freezes over here. Like, all right. So that was the reaction. Yeah, right. Oh, so it's still the same round. So yeah, so that all right, yeah. Well, and there's no
any panic checks amongst the chickens after seeing 2 of their friends just get blasted and frozen in time.
Yeah, they're not really friends with each other. They're not like buddies. They are just a gang of cockatrice. And I don't know if you hang out with chickens, but they will eat each other as soon as one is wounded. So I'm just gonna assume that these are basically just that's what they are. You know what? Cockatrice are were chickens, but they were originally chickens, but a chicken with lycanthropy. So it's a were chicken. That's all it is. Mystery solved.
Were chickens.
Were chickens. You just don't think of them as a real threat because they're just tiny. But oh man, it's nuts. All right. So the rest of them, aside from the ones that are exploding, move up. And I believe that there are probably oh geez. There were an awful lot of them in that fog. And although they only have a movement of 20, they have a flying of 40. So all of a sudden, Puent, there are 3 right in front of you. Argrax, there are 4 around you, flanking you, all that jazz. Calliope, there are 3 now right in front of you. And Trallin, you get just 2. And they have everybody give me an Arcana check.
Ooh.
30-20.
10.
12. Oh, wait, no, I have a
17.
12 plus 7, so I get 19.
Yeah, that'll work. What'd you get, Argrax?
17.
All right. Well, everyone except for Trallin, you are almost certain that those cockatrices, there are so many of them, and some of them were not there moments ago, and you're pretty sure that the fog solidified and created the cockatrice. and suddenly you're like, it didn't just come out of the fog, it formed in the fog and then came at you. Trollan, you just didn't notice anything out of the ordinary as far as like Chickens in the Fog, which I really think should be our next album. Anyway, Chickens in the Mist. So they have done their move and they are going to attack Puent. Oh wow. They are, although they made a dramatic entrance, none of them rolled more than a 10. All right, Argrax. Oh no, good lord. All right, what is your armor class?
17.
That's bad news. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So, one normal hit. Oh geez, for 5 points of damage, and then a natural 21. And that's going to be 6 more points of damage. You are going to be making 2 saves, Constitution save at over 11, and then on your go, you're going to have to make that other second save, or you are stone.
No pressure.
The priest behind you goes, I tried to warn you.
Well, I got a 19. And then a 3.
Good. Whew. All right. Gets the other leg. And now you feel the petrification setting in on your other leg. Yeah. Oh. Wait. Did I? Okay, no, wait. I was like, wait, I didn't skip your whole move. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was them moving in. And that's right, because it was a what do you call it? That was their go. All right, so Princess, you've got a couple on you. Once again, what's your armor class?
10.
Well, one definitely missed. The other one got a mere 12 and a 3 damage, but you will need to make a saving throw as well.
Okay.
It's a Constitution 11 or higher.
19.
That'll do it. You feel the pinch, but you do not feel the petrification setting in. All right, so then 2 on Trollan. Armor class
16.
All right, that is not enough. Or highest roll was a 12, and they only get a plus 3 to hit. So yeah, so 15 just missed. Dink, and the other one rolled a 3, so it wasn't even close. You sidestepped his little scratches and his whippy tail, and it's back to you, Puent, on your actual go. You're surrounded. They're everywhere.
I think we should probably consider withdrawing and reanalyzing this situation after what you saw what I saw, right, Puent, with the chicken in the fog?
Well, that's a 19.
Okay. Derg.
For 10 points of damage.
All right. You, at the very least, as that one was flying in and biting and attempting to bite you, you just you just swat him to the side, and as it didn't kill him, but ding, you definitely redirected his off to the side.
And then,
so
with a bonus action, I waved my hand in the direction of Tommy for Argrax and throw up spiritual weapon.
All right.
Trying to help defend him, and that is a 24 to hit.
Oh, dang. All right, the spiritual weapon, the buzzsaw of Jawsus. Megalodon teeth just like whirling.
Feeding frenzy. So anybody who's doing melee that's within 30 feet of me, because there's now officially one that's damaged and not dead.
There is blood in the air. There's blood in the water, and that will commence with a feeding frenzy, which is something that priests of Jawsus have. Anyone within the radius who is in melee gets a +1 to hit, +1 damage, and if they are using a slashing type weapon that will cause more blood, then they actually get +2 to hit. So, but that's just for melee. So, as his eyes go,
give the melee bonus to the character
be
that doesn't
considered
melee.
a slashing weapon for spiritual weapon.
Yes, that's like a big giant buzzsaw.
Because that's what it is for point. It's, so that would be 12 points of damage.
All right.
To one of the ones that was on Argrax.
That is enough to once again feathers fly everywhere as the cockatrice's tail flings off into the mists. And yes, and having seen what you saw just before, when they came and formed up into actual beings, as his tail flies off, you definitely see it like it didn't just go into the fog; it became part of the fog again. You're like, oh, son of a man. All right, that is points go. All right, Argrax, I think you make that save at the end of your turn, right? So you're gonna have to make that save at the end of your turn again. So you get this whole round as you feel the petrification. You can still move your legs, but oh yeah, and Pwent, did you move or are you holding there?
These chickens are gonna keep forming out of the fog. This could be a never-ending battle.
The line.
Okay.
Because if they're going back, somebody's got to be.
That's what I assumed.
Yeah, and fortunately, I have ways of moving that don't require my feet working.
Good.
Ooh, Screaming Dragon, is that a 21? I know you're not normally on the chaos side, so I'm going to assume a 21 initially here. Ooh. Yes.
Oh, I don't have my Twitch up, actually. So, yeah, there we go. All right.
Okay, so let's see. We got a 21 on the field. What am I going to do with a 21? I'm gonna wreck something's day. Let's see. How many creatures can I see within range of 5 feet of me?
Well, there's the 4 around you. There are 3 on Pwent, and then there's 2 more on Princess Calliope. So that's to your left. Over 4. That's a bunch. So 7, 8, 9 within 5 feet.
Okay, I'm going to cast I'm going to do a cantrip. I'm going to cast Word of Radiance. That is where is it? There it is. Click. Okay. That's a Constitution save against each creature within range.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. And what do they need to get?
15 is the DC for their con save.
Only 3 of them made that out of the 9 that are there.
Can I reverse that 21 that was given to me for their save?
Oh yeah, if you want to have one super fail, I will
Yeah,
actually use
because
my
what I'm doing
advantage.
doesn't require me to do any rolls for action. Actually, no. I'm going to save that 21. I know
Okay.
what I'm going to use that 21 for.
All right. And Blondie, I'm going to use my advantage that you just gave me to try to get one of these other ones to save, but I also failed again. So yeah. So just 3 made their saves.
Okay.
The other 6.
Burning radiance erupts from me. Each creature of my choice within that range must see or take 1d6 radiant damage. So that's or actually it's going to be 2d6 because I'm strong. So that's going to be 11 radiant damage on all failures.
All right. The ones that you had damaged before with the poison or with the acid, definitely blam. The radiance actually, oh, and Sally throws in a -5, but Sally, all of the ones that took radiant damage disintegrate.
Radiance in a fog tend to be opposites.
Mm-hmm. And they scream out, "Ah!" and then do a little they do the the Avengers snap.
So, with all those that dissipated, does the fog seem to get thicker again, or is it starting to lighten up?
The fog seemed to have gotten pushed back for a moment. So that was actually a pretty darn good move. And yeah, you definitely the ones that are still there, as the fog is pulled back, there's they seem to be very what just happened? Slightly confused. So yes, but you have managed to push the fog back with the exploding radiance literally all around you, that has pushed the fog back from in front of the 3 of you, with Trallin off to the side.
All right.
And
then I am going to, as a precaution, I'm going to Misty Step with my bonus action to just inside the doorway where it's still accessible for people to come in if they need to, but I can still cast spells out.
Okay.
And try to get this Pepe guy to, start doing some ritualistic, fixing.
Right. All right. Well, and then now it is the end of your go. That is when you need to make that second saving throw. And
which is why I opted to keep that 21 because, yeah, I just 21 my Constitution save.
Yeah. You managed to push the poison right back out of you. Yes. All right. And then, of course, now next round, you'll have to make another save for that other bite. But right now, you're good to go. Princess Calliope. The two of the ones that were in front of you have burst into radiant flames, pushing back the fog a little bit, which has cleared you to make a run for it. There's no one directly in front of you, if that is what you would like to do.
So I'm going to run back and stand next to Argarax, and I'm going to cast Call Lightning.
Oh, my. Okay.
I wasn't kidding when I said I was pretty powerful.
I mean, druids at 6th level are kind of OP, but yes, that's yes. How long doesn't call lightning takes a little while?
10 minutes
for it to come up. Yes.
Oh no, to cast it, one action.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's immediate. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. No, the older versions, it was like call lightning takes like a little while because you're like, bring in the clouds and then bam. But yeah, all right.
So I got
okay.
a 16, and I'm not sure if I add my Arcana. Do I add Arcana or no?
You would add your spell. Well, I mean, there's no hit. It's basically they start making saves. Yeah.
Yeah. They just start saves. You just point
call
and
the
it
lightning.
Okay,
You're
so I
just
rolled a 16.
Come on. And basically what ends up happening is like you can feel the static charge of this fog. It's clearly not natural. It is not misty fog. It is magical fog. And you're like, come on. And lightning starts to rain down, lighting up bits and pieces of these shbam, pow. I'm gonna say probably a couple of boats are gonna get hit, but you just see lightning rains down, splitting and shattering the cockatrice, and they just disappear into the fog. Like gets pushed back around each strike. Well done. All right. So we are back around to Trollan, who is now in a lightning storm.
That's okay. I was about to cast one of my own. She beat me to it. She stole my thunder.
Oh, literally stole your thunder.
No, that's totally okay. I can save a third level spell slot for something else. Thank you, Calliope. I was just going to do that. I'm going to back up towards the door and fire another shot at a nearby. Actually, I'm not going to fire a shot at a cockatrice. I'm going to fire a guiding bolt at a distant cockatrice, whatever one I can see that's the furthest away.
Will, you get a glimpse of one as the lightning strikes, lighting up the area, and you see there's one.
And I hit it with a nat 21.
Boom. Nicely done. All right, so it explodes again.
46 radiant. Kapoof. Times 2.
Oh, and even like, and around it, even just. The priest comes up behind Argrax, gives him a little healing. You get really, you get 4 points back. Woo. And it's like, and
I'll take 4 points.
All right, and then Trollan, you're moving back in.
Yeah, I'm moving back in.
Yeah. All right,
and everybody now has. Well, it went poof, so I don't think it matters. Everybody technically has advantage to attack the thing that I made go poof.
Oh, it's gone. Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
All right. Oh, we lost Princess Calliope. She's back. She's in the church. She's in the temple. All right. So you get back. You're in the temple. The priest closes the door. Yeah, that's kind of how this works. Every night it's been like this. Sorry.
I haven't been able to disengage.
Oh, right. Oh, shoot. That's right.
So he just shut the door with me out there still. Cool.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, he didn't shut it. He's waiting for you. Because
I'll just keep swinging. I don't care.
I'll just stay out here in the rain and the lightning and the cockatrice. And all right. So yeah, sorry about that. So you're there. Trollan's gotten back. The cockatrices are being blasted now by lightning. So you're actually free to head back if you want. There's no one directly in front of you, but you definitely see them out in the fog.
And as long as they're in and I can back up, I'll do it that way.
Okay.
Because I'm still going to face forward.
Right.
In case anyone goes, oh, look, they're running and try to go.
Right. All right. You back up, and yeah, there's none that are really none of them get close enough. So you're like, and I'm at the door, and you jump in. Door slams shut. Whew. All right.
As
You
our
breathe
doors
heavily.
slamming shut, I want to cast one last cantrip out the door at them,
Okay.
just because, I've got 120-foot range. I'm going to toss the firebolt out as the door closes.
Yeah, and another thing.
Just to, because screw those chickens.
Very
That's
well.
16 plus 4, so 20.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah. And that's going to be 8 fiery burny damage.
All right. You're not sure exactly what happens to him as the door shuts, but you definitely see the as he crashes in.
That's fine.
Chicken-
It's more of a spike attack.
It's more of a delayed hellish rebuke. Yeah. All right. Well, now's a good time to, as you get back into this temple, now's a good time to remind everyone, hi, this is Nat 21 Adventures, and this is our Grand Patreon Saints game, where our people who support our channel get to play Dungeons & Dragons with us in the world of Urt, where we all are present. And they're great supporters of the show. You can go on to Patreon and support the show as well. And we have all sorts of prizes for you. And we have a whole schedule of new schedule for May and for June. Here's that schedule right. That's a video. Hang on, this is. Oh, I didn't put the schedule up. All right. Well, I'll just
keep
go
doing that.
That's right. We have, because I keep looking at it and seeing it, and then I click the button. On Monday nights, we have Modern Monday with Lady Prudence, live music, prizes at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday nights, we have currently for the rest of the May, Decide Your Personal Endangerment, because Choose Your Own Adventure is copywritten. Join us on Tuesday nights as we explore the city of Magecroft and have a Decide Your Personal Endangerment adventure. Wednesdays, crafting show at 12:30 Eastern. That's 9:30 in the morning on the Pacific time. And we craft all sorts of things. You check out that show. We have miniatures. We have dice making. We have all sorts of stuff that happens. And then we have on Thursday, Writing Sonnets with Shakespeare, 9 a.m. As well as Thursday, we have Jam, the new show with Mike Neistel of Neistel's Magic Aura fame. We'll be running a Dungeons & Dragons game of Spelljammer, the classic game of basically space pirates. Thursday night is Gothic Horror Gaming with our Gloom Meisters, and it is a horror show run loosely on chill rules, but that's our weekly schedule. We have a ton of shows all week long. So, yeah.
Actually, we're in Delta Green right now.
Oh, Delta Green, that's right. Oh, right.
With Handler Z.
That's with Handler Z, and I believe like Mike Neistel's in that show as well, right? So,
yes, I believe he is one of the players.
Now, of course, we also are sponsored as well by some really great people. I want to bring up the Dungeons & Dragons tour, Scotland, England. We are sponsored by renadventures.com. We are going to Scotland and England to play D&D in a castle that I'm a jester of. And we're going to go visit other castles as well. We just got the confirmation to go to Levens Hall, which, by the way, is where Lewis Carroll was inspired to write Through the Looking Glass. Because, you know, all those topiary gardens and the hedge mazes and stuff like that that's in the book? Well, actually, they're real. And they're at Levens Hall, and you can see them and run through those mazes with us this July. We are also sponsored by Tabletop Teas, Loose Leaf Tea Blends, handcrafted, geek-inspired, woman-owned small batches by one of our players, Tanya, who's Z, rather. And they're great teas. She will make them specially for you in small batches. They're awesome. And speaking of tabletop, we are also sponsored by Little Empires, tabletop gaming supplies. You can go to their Etsy store and check them out. They have all sorts of really, really awesome supplies for your tabletop game. And once again, that is the limited one-time only, the Invisible Dice. That's right. Go buy your Invisible Dice today or just support the show. You get kind of the same thing. And once again, a big huzzah to all of our Patreon Saints who are here, not just joining us in the game, but Patreon Saints who are supporting the show in general. A big huzzah to all of you. Huzzah! Woot! All right. The mystery of the chickens in the mist continues. Right. Oh, Plampot, you're from the UK. Oh, that's hilarious. All right. Yes, I've been to Scotland a few times. I'm actually the jester of Muncaster Castle, which is Cumbria, England. And as I like to say, Cumbria, the very north of England, or the very south of Scotland, depending on your opinion. And just never know. But thanks for joining the show. Yeah. Well, there you are with Pepe the priest, who is very sorry, and he's like, yeah, well, that's what they are. Bless the sun. Those cockatrices don't come out during the day. Neither does the fog. Half our town's petrified at the moment. What else can I tell you?
You can tell me you can fix my legs.
Oh, right. Oh, yes. Go ahead and make those 2 saving throws since you're out of combat now. do. The priest will also heal you as well. Eventually, if you can roll more than a 1. There you go. Did you fail? Oh, and Sally's throwing down a disadvantage too. That is not a
Can
look
I
of
pick
success.
which dice? Actually, don't matter which dice I disadvantage.
Yeah, just extra bad.
But in the words of a young little rock gnome named Reepicheep, I rolled the bad number.
No. And as you're saying, hey, you could probably heal me too, and I wonder if you can fix me more. He has turned to stone. Argrax, the statue.
Does this priest have greater restoration?
Well, as a ritual, I can. It's in my book, but it's gonna take me a little while to cast it. I mean, that's.
I have one potion of healing if that helps.
That's not gonna do it.
Damn it!
I assume your
guess
ritual will
that's
take less than a
restoration, but it
day to
doesn't
cast.
deal with petrification.
Yeah, it will take less than a day, but he will have to take some time to cast it with all the proper equipment. And he's basically, he's like, okay, just make sure he doesn't fall over, and he will start the spell. Is there anything else that you want to do during that time? Colossus of Earth.
Between that and Blondie,
All right. Well, as you stare, waiting for the priest to get his work done, eventually he lights the candles, lights the incense, makes the circle, and eventually is able to call down the forces of light, the sun, the best planet in the world. What's your favorite planet? Mine's the sun. I think it's the king of planets. And he is able to restore Argrax with greater restoration. And he's back. Whew.
What happened?
Blessed be, adventurer. You fought well, but there's just a lot of cockatrice eyes. Cockatrice?
Cockatrice.
Did they regain any hit points in addition with that spell?
Not with the spell, but you did. He did heal you back up.
Okay, good.
Well, is there anything else I can tell you
So you said this happened 2 weeks ago?
about?
What happened 2 weeks ago?
I wish I could tell you.
And
Who
why
can
can't you
tell us?
tell us?
I mean, I don't know anything out of the ordinary. Our town has been suffering. I've talked to all the fishermen. They say that nothing has been dredged up. You know, nothing seems to be disturbed in our cemetery. Yeah, I mean, let me give him a little wisdom check here, and so I actually did just roll a natural 21, and he goes, you know, it just occurred to me.
Oh, it just occurred to you.
Well, I didn't roll a 21 before.
It's like, how many times were you dropped on your head as a kid?
Well, you know, I looked around
Actually,
our
you know
cemetery.
what? I really don't want to know how many times you were dropped on your head as a kid. Just tell me what the hell has been going on here, please. I would like to go home.
Well, you know, I did just look around the cemetery just to make sure. And nothing was disturbed in our cemetery. But there are up the hill some more ancient cemeteries. And every now and again, you know, the kids will be kids. We've told them not to play in the cemeteries but you know, kids, they are always, you know, poking around things. I wonder if any of these kids kids are always up to some. Kids today are always going into like ancient crypts and things that they shouldn't be. Kids. I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you kids. But yeah, that was his nat 21 on his wisdom check.
So what you're saying is that a bunch of kids went into a cemetery, fucked with the dead, which you know you don't screw with the dead. Trust me.
Maybe. Yeah, well, you know, that's how adventurers are born. That's right, Blondie. So, yeah.
Should we go check out this cemetery and see like what the hell's been going on?
Yeah, but not right now.
Yeah, probably hunker down till morning.
Babies.
Yeah, you want to just go right back outside again? I don't know.
Yeah. Calliope, I really get the feeling that it doesn't matter how many cockatrices we make go poof. The fog will just continue to make more. I don't have that many spell slots.
Whatever. Y'all are afraid of a bunch of fog. I have a nightmare lord as a dad. Literally gives me the worst nightmares in the world, and yet y'all are afraid of fog.
You go turn to stone then.
I
We're
wouldn't
not
be
waiting
able
for
to
another
play-
ritual.
Dad wouldn't be able to plague my nightmares no more.
Well, now that you're actually on a different dimension, you're in a different plane. You might actually get some sleep tonight. Huh.
Thank God.
All right, so you hunker down for the night, and eventually the clawing on the door stops, and Princess Calliope, you actually indeed get rest. There are no nightmare dreams being sent to you.
You mean nightmares?
Yes.
Because there's
No
no
nightmare
such thing as nightmare dreams.
Nightmare dreams as opposed to happy dreams.
Happy dreams for once.
Yeah. Really just no dreams at all. You just literally sleep through the night. You get a weird feeling that somehow you might be cut off in some strange way. You don't know. But you're like, I actually slept through the night for once. That was amazing.
It's like, wow, Daddy didn't give me nightmares. Thank God. That hentai nightmare really put me through a loop there.
Yep. That's what you get. Worshiping tentacles. Anyway.
No, that's what you get when you daddy. You know what? I'm not even gonna go there. Not gonna go there. I'm not talking about it. No, still very traumatized. There were puppets involved.
No.
Lots and
All
lots
right.
of puppets.
A gong rings out as Pepe, the sun priest, wakes with the sunrise, as sun priests oft do. And kablang! He's got a gigantic bronze gong that rings as soon as the first ray of sun breaks across the mountainside.
Does this guy need to be really this loud in the morning after I just got a nice night of sleep for once?
Every morning. Do you know what happens every morning? The sun
Pepe?
comes up.
I'm
And,
gonna
you do.
give you 5 seconds.
All right,
5
Chuck
seconds.
Norris, we don't need that gong.
Well, it's just what we do here. That's the
Can
welcome
I
to the sun.
punch
priest.
Pepe in the face? Can I punch Pepe in the face?
You could, but that might not go well. I mean, you are in his temple, so
Argrax steps in front of Calliope to stop any potential rash action she may do, and I'll ask Pepe, now where can we find these kids?
Just let me at him.
they live in the town. They're everywhere.
Do you know which ones are likely that are going up towards the cemetery? Because I would like to ask questions.
Well, I mean, after breakfast, most of the kids hang out in the main square here.
Then that's where we go.
All right. He does actually. He's been up for a while. He's actually gotten some stuff together for you. There's some bread, some cheese, a little bit of fruit, some nice things. He was like, I made you breakfast. He's a little bit stunned at the early morning violence. But
Yeah,
How about
but
an
you
orange?
still woke me up.
tasty oranges.
I'm about ready to shove that damn orange down your throat.
All right. How about some coffee? No, you probably don't need coffee. That's don't need any more coffee. I'll just gotta go get some bread, butter, maybe some butter. And he goes off to the next room. Bacon and eggs.
At least he wasn't offering any bananas.
There you go.
Or that bushel of bananas would have got shoved up.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know why I've got-
You don't know about the bananas here, Calliope.
Oh yeah.
Do I want to know about the bananas?
Well,
Maybe.
we heard stories about this little banana assassin. It's a
Banana
sentient
assassin.
banana.
So first y'all are afraid of fog, and now you have banana assassins, if I'm hearing this correctly.
Uh-huh.
Mhm. Yeah, the vampire controls them.
Oh, yeah, and don't get us started on the Janpires.
Yeah, vampires.
Janpires. What? You don't have Janpires where you're from?
We have vampires. House Lancastra has vampires. But
Oh,
don't
we used
talk-
to have vampires, but now they're Janpires.
Yeah.
Don't you know?
Don't you know? Don't you know? All
Your
right.
world, I'm sorry, it's weird. It's so weird. I'd rather
This place is weird.
be back where I'm from, dealing with my daddy's nightmares, than dealing with vampires and banana assassins. Y'all are weird. You need help. You need Jesus. You need whatever you guys worship.
That's Jaws's.
Whatever.
Oh, but you like sea lifey stuff. You'd probably love the whale shark squids.
Ooh, yeah.
Whale shark squids.
Mm-hmm. Whale shark squid.
Devastating combo.
I'm not drunk enough for this. I'm not sober enough for this. I want to go back to my world now. I want clean gold. I want my nightmares again. I want my mommy.
Oh yeah, don't forget about the Legion of Gnomes
Oh, yeah.
and the Banana Assassins.
Gnomes. Gnomes. Fucking gnomes. Why is it gotta be gnomes?
And the Orange Julies.
That's right. Oh,
What
yeah.
are
On that
orange
weird island.
chilies?
Oh, they're big, giant, mechanized fruit.
Oh, yeah. The Meowthia.
Mechanized-
Mm-hmm.
All right. Maybe I can somewhat understand that. Somewhat. Not much, but somewhat. Mechanized fruit. Like, ugh.
Actually,
Oh,
Trell,
and
aren't
watch
you
out for
still
the
wearing
cat.
your power
They might be
armor?
part of the Meowthia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Meowth.
Do I want to know what the Meowthia is? Do I really want to know?
Meow, 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 meow. I claw you.
Yeah, they're the
let me see.
mystical order of feline familiars.
Bum, bum, bum. You know, every time you mention their name, their symbol arrives. Dun, dun, dun.
Like I said,
Probably
no.
also doesn't know how to grok out either.
That's right. I know, they've taken over the show. Sorry. Okay, we fought back. All right.
like, can
Well,
Yeah,
as
I was
Calliope
there
kind
for
of has a
that tormenting moment. That was fun.
bit of a meltdown, the
Hey,
kids,
she's no
you
longer
can hear them.
concentrated on Pepe.
That's right. You can hear the kids playing kick-a-ball in the little square out front of the little temple. They are hanging around the main fountain there, and just like I said, they're playing kick-a-ball. You kick a ball. That's kick a ball, and the children range from young 8 years old to young teenagers. Anybody older than that is probably doing something more important. I don't know.
Sleeping.
Yep, doing the regular teenager thing. But they're out, and you can tell that there are parents who are watching them, who are concerned for their safety. But after a week of this, everyone has seemed to realize that the fog only comes at night, and that is when the Kakatrai arrive. So they're not too concerned during the day, but they're still wary. You get that certain feeling. But yes. And I mean, there's a few kids. I wouldn't say it's chock full of kids, but there's a few. So.
Oh, yeah. There's another creature we forgot about. Thanks to Screaming Dragon, the Fire Elo Squid.
Oh, that's right.
all right, I'm
What
gonna
about
walk up
Platypus
to
Bear?
So I'm gonna walk up to the kids and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna say this as nice as possible, really nicely. I promise I won't use my druid powers on you. I swear I will. Y'all been screwing around in the cemetery that you shouldn't be screwing around in.
Give me an insight check.
Would that be an intelligence check?
No, there is insight.
Insight is wisdom based.
Oh, sweet. So I'm very good with wisdom.
Wow.
So I had rolled a 15, and then I have a +3 for wisdom, so 18.
Nice. All right. They well, the one that you are talking to directly is kind of like, what? I don't know. You definitely could feel that one of them was like instantly turned around to like face away, as soon as you mention the word messing around in cemeteries.
So what are you not telling me?
Are you go over to that kid?
Yep.
And that kid just tries to run for it.
Can I cast a spell?
Okay.
Can I cast Entangle?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Sweet.
There are actually several potted plants like hanging from balconies and things like that. So just there are plenty of things to just and and he is held. It's he's like 14, old enough to know better, not smart enough.
Come on, Calliope. He's a 14-year-old boy.
Agarax, I don't care whatever your name is. Shut up. Just shh.
Argrax gives her side eye with a scowl.
Shush your face hole. Shush your face hole right now. Let the women do the work. So,
Well, I was telling
judging
you,
by
use
the
your
fact that you
charm.
ran away,
You're a scary lady. Wah. Yeah.
I don't care if I'm a scary lady. You're lucky I did not summon one of my deities, but I'm currently not in my world right now, so I can't summon them.
Okay.
So you want to tell me the truth right now, or you want to keep lying to me?
I haven't. Well, I didn't say anything. What? What? I don't know what you're talking about. What are you?
By
what,
judging
what,
the way you ran away, you're hiding something. You were messing around in those cemeteries, weren't you? Didn't mommy and daddy tell you not to play with things that go bump in the night?
Well, I didn't. There was not a. It wasn't a cemetery. Just stuff. Okay. What? I mean, you don't. I don't know.
Define
Who are
stuff.
you?
Don't lie to me. Don't lie to your elders. I'm older than I look.
Like, all the kids literally just split. They're just like, pshoo, and they just leave. They're out of there. Let me see. No. So some of the parents are kind of like, they're kind of, they're watching. They're not getting involved. But they are kind of concerned, but they actually are also curious because they're like, yeah, we haven't gotten any answers out of these kids either. So you get that parental, like, they're just seeing how far you're going to go, but they're totally letting you do this at the moment.
It's like, I'm currently in a good mood right now. If I was in a bad mood, your kid would be an ice statue.
You say that to them?
Yes. I would literally turn kids into an ice statue. I either love kids or I hate kids. And when kids mess around, I usually hate them.
They're like, they kind of give it, they are mere mortals. Fishermen are tough people, but they are not anywhere near 5th level wizards or whatever. So they're not so okay, so I just rolled 2 2s in a row. The kid just wets his pants. He was listening to you basically indirectly threaten him, and as the parents didn't do a thing, they kind of just went now you do get the sense that these are not actually his parents. These are just parents of the kids who were around. And so they're just checking out on but so this little kid just wets his pants and so he's like all right. And if I hadn't just rolled 2 2s, this would have continued for a little bit longer. But he's like, I found a cave and there was stuff in it.
So you find a cave and you decide to take things that don't belong to you that cause this issue for your village? Is that what I'm getting from you?
I don't know. Maybe.
Stop stuttering.
He's clearly afraid of you and never having really experienced anyone who has that much power. He's like, well, I mean, I guess it started a little bit after I might have taken something from the cave, and then maybe,
What did you take from the cave? What did you take from the cave?
Just stuff.
Define stuff.
Like a little, just
a little, just what?
I mean, like an amulet, some jewelry.
So you stole an amulet and some jewelry that could have caused all this nonsense that's going on in your village right now.
I don't know. Maybe.
Are
maybe
you still in school, sweetheart? You may want to stay in school.
The parents look at each other and go, "School."
This is Podunk.
Like, school? We don't got schools around here. What do you think we want our kids learning stuff? Pshaw. That's for hoity-toity people from the cities.
At this point, after hearing about him taking an amulet and whatnot, Argrax will walk up, pick the boy up 7 feet in the air so he is face to face, and I will say, "Take me to this stuff that you took."
He does just continue to
toothily with my dragonborn teeth.
You've never witnessed a child pee more than you just like he's still peeing. Like, how is it even? How could there's that's like a gallon. Like, how that's like a third of the child's body weight. Like, how is that even possible? Just like, what is happening?
Like a miniature pincer.
I guess this kid drank a lot of fluids.
They live by the sea, so they're very well hydrated. I don't know. Anyway, so
It's either that or he was drinking.
a little of both.
Multiple times.
He's a teenager in a small town. What else you gonna do? So, you're just like, are the children supposed to leak this much? The humans. He's like, okay, I'll take you, and just put me down, please.
I put him down. Not exactly the most gentlest.
Right. Just he's still like a foot off the ground, and then
he's like entangled, and I'm just gonna like untangle him and just have him drop on the floor.
Midair, just plunk. Yeah. All right. And he's not trying to get away from you, but he is running to the spot, and he goes over into a small the place is tiny fields because it is a mountainous town that just goes right into the sea. So he winds his way up some little stone steps up to a little teeny plot of land that the whole town has got little terraces, and so it's just terraced all the way down, and so each little house has its own little terrace, and it's quite fruitful. But there's a little orange tree, and he goes into the little tiny yard and moves a giant. I mean, for him, it's a giant hunk of stone. Puts it off to the side, and under the tree, under the roots of the tree, under the stone that he had put there, is a gorgeous gold amulet with a sapphire in the middle, and wow. Now, Calliope, you've never seen this artistic style. Puent, you've seen it before. It's a very old artistic style from probably 1,000 years ago, as dwarves lived several hundred years. So that's really only just That's just like some old timey stuff, not like really old timey, but I mean, it's old. And you're like, oh yeah, and if it's human, I mean, that would be like 7,000, so many generations ago.
So
not quite
is
Atlantean.
Possibly a version of, I don't know, Atlantean.
I will say that it is not as old as that. Since you have seen Atlantean, this is actually far younger than that. So maybe just only 1,000 years. Atlantean's farther than that. So, but it is definitely like it's old school for humans.
So this is probably a wasted effort, totally obvious, but detect magic.
What?
Is there any writing on it?
There is, but you will have to use magic to read it.
I have Eyes of the Runekeeper. I can
That's
read
magic.
all writing.
Yeah, it's a protection amulet. It just is a protection spell that's like always use safety goggles. Basically, that's, which I think, okay, you want to hear a theory? This is my theory. So if you look at a hammer these days in America, it has to have, it's literally stamped into the side of the hammer. It says, wear safety goggles. And that is what ancient Egyptians were doing, when they were covering we think it's prayers. It's really just, they're a 5,000-year-old society that has ancient laws. So probably, those were just litigious things that they had to do in covering people's coffins. Just saying. That's my theory. Anyway, it is a protection amulet. And let me see. Well, Puent, you are a priest. Actually, everybody just give me an Arcana check.
Okay. 13.
Another natural 21. Amazing.
I got a nat 21 as well, plus 7.
Wow. All right.
I mean, it is the die that you sold me.
Just another example of how awesome.
In Maryland.
That's right. So the two of you are like, well, and Trollan, you do see that it is magical, but it's a protection amulet, which does not seem to have anything to do with these things. I mean, these are like, this is not an amulet of call cockatrice. This is a protection amulet. So,
Hey, kid, what was this hanging on?
Well, yeah, it was in a little box.
Little box. Was the box in the ground?
Well, I mean, I found a cave, and then I went in the cave with my little light rock, and there was stuff there, and then some things chased me, and I ran.
What kind of things?
I mean, they were like dead bodies.
While they're questioning him, I'm going to be casting Identify to see if there's anything else that I can discern from the amulet as a ritual.
It just seems to be a protection amulet. Just protection amulet. That's all you're getting out of this. It's like I could lead you there. Are you gonna take it?
Yes.
And yes.
Oh, and by the way, like those parents absolutely followed you here, and and some other parents also came by, and you know, like the guy's dad is like, he comes out of the house. He's like, what's going on around here? What are you guys doing? Who are you? Who are you? Whoa, who are all of you? Well,
Who are you?
I'm Timmy's dad.
Who's
what-
Timmy?
You should
Is-
make sure that you push Timmy down the well again a couple more times.
He goes, "That's my son."
Oh, the one with the wet pants.
The one you should tell to stop messing around in cemeteries.
Have you been messing around in cemeteries? It wasn't a cemetery. It was a cave. Yeah.
I hold up the amulet to see. Yes, he took this from a cave up by the old cemeteries.
Nah. And Calliope, let me know when you need to. Do you need to step out?
I'm good for right now. I may just have to like grab my laptop charger.
Okay. All right. We can. I was gonna say now the amulet has been discovered. Your father calls you home. Like, but yeah, just let me know if that happens.
I mean, my daddy could call me home and I'll just be like, fine, daddy, I'm coming back.
Yeah, you let me know.
Okay.
Let me know if that needs to happen. All right, so Timmy's dad, and it's not Timmy, it's Timmy, but anyway, just spelled with two I's. Anyway, he's like, what? Whoa! I mean, he sees the amulet. He's like, where did you get that? What is that? Where did you get that from? I found it. I did. And Timmy just breaks down. He's wet his pants. Now he's crying. He just continues to pee, even just egregiously. Just where? I don't. Just, and and tells the whole story. He says, I was walking up the stream, and then there was some rocks that had fallen over, and I was just climbing around them, and then there was a hole that must have just gotten opened up, and I climbed in the hole, and then I found this cool stuff, and then these things started to follow me, and I ran. There were bones everywhere. So scary.
So you think it's a smart idea to steal an amulet from a cave where there's a bunch of bones laying around?
Well, I mean, there's bones everywhere, aren't there? Right? Like
No, not everywhere.
I thought they were chicken bones.
Chicken bones are a lot smaller than human bones.
Yeah. Well, there's a pile of chicken. It's a long story, but there's a big pile of chicken bones in the one room.
So you still thought it was a smart idea to steal an amulet of protection out of a cave?
I mean, side note, he's a kid, so he's not smart, one. But two, I go exploring. There's nothing wrong with exploring. Things.
Okay, exploring isn't wrong, but I'm just saying you don't go into a cave, look, and say, oh, shiny amulet. Let me just steal it. I'm not going to think of my consequences.
I mean, we don't, but
Timmy looks at all of the adventurers and just goes, yeah.
I mean, I'm not at this time. I'm looking at my ring that I have on my hand that I got from my first adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, sometimes it works out. As I'm looking at my limited wish ring that still has a single charge left on it.
That's right. Yeah, Timmy, without actually saying anything, you can tell that he is absolutely accusing all of you of the same exact thing.
At least we're adults.
But You definitely you're hearing some of the parents now, kind of like, oh, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's got gumption. I don't know.
Future adventurer right here.
That's right. Maybe Timmy's gonna grow up and
Future
protect this
destroyer of
town.
your homes.
That's right.
It's either that or he'll just have some magic fog come in and have these, like, giant chicken turkeys come in. I don't know.
He did get Fred turned to stone. That's true. Okay, well, there's that. Well,
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
There's a difference between adventuring and biting off more than you can chew. Now, apparently,
Yeah, and it
we
sounds like this
have to
kid.
go and clean up your mess.
well, Amy. I mean, like, I
turn to the father and I'm like, you can take care of him from here. We're going to go and find this cave.
it's and Timmy just goes, you just follow that the stream, and just keep going right before the waterfall. There's a bunch of rocks. They're like, you'll see it. And I made a vine. I made a rope out of some vines, and they're twisted, and they go right into the hole.
And with that, I turn and start walking away.
All right.
I follow.
And Timmy changes his pants. Finally stops peeing.
Were they brown before or after we met him?
The adventures are born that way.
And Timmy changes his pants.
There you go. All right. So, well, you head on up the stream. You basically, there's a main stream that's in the town. It kind of actually winds partially under some streets, but you can follow it out of it up into the mountain, and then there's a couple of streams that come together. But like I said, it was the one to the right. So, and she's been called back. She's been, or her computer just died. Either one. She flips out of the plane. You see a tentacle reach from a hole of dimensional hole. Tentacle reaches in, grabs her, yoinks her back out. All right, Sue. You head up the stream. You're up and up, higher up the mountain, into the forest, into the trees.
The Lord Jossus that Aguilar is not with us.
Oh man, you'd be off in another dimension by now. You keep going on the stream. You head up, and there you see not a gigantic waterfall, but probably the waterfall which Timmy has spoken of. And you do in fact see.
Timmy never learned about don't go chasing waterfalls.
So there does seem to be a spot where some of the large rocks to the right side of the stream have recently fallen and cracked open. You see a sliver of a hole, and you do in fact see Timmy's braided vine that he took 3 vines that are about like 2 inches in diameter and braided them together to make a stronger rope, and then put it down into this hole. And apparently it was strong enough to hold him. And now this crack in the stone is wide enough for even Argrax, but it is it is narrow. So then the waterfall.
I'm more tall than wide.
I'm
like my friend.
Yeah, that's true. But
He's
Tron's
more
mostly
wide
fur.
than tall.
That's true. Well, you know what? Actually, I would say Puent, the wide dwarf who's got spike armor, is probably well, one at a time. That's what I'm saying. One at a time fits down this hole. So
There's no purple giants with noses on their elbows this time.
That's right. Elbow noses. Was it shoulder ears and elbow noses? Anyway, Sue, there you are at the top. The waterfall and is loud, but not excruciatingly loud. It's not the tallest waterfall in the world, but it does make a cloud of mist. So you find yourself kind of soaked just by being near it. And there's the crack. It goes into the darkness down below. There's the rope. Looks pretty strong. Looks pretty good, actually. Oh. All right. What would you like to do?
No, I can go climbing on down in there.
Take a look around, see if that boy dropped his light rock around here when he was running away, because that's dark and I don't see.
Right.
So
We always have to keep
Daddy
going
called
into
her
these
home.
dark spaces.
Are you looking in down the crack, or?
Yes, and around, because
You
dark
don't
vision.
see anything, and all right, and indeed, Princess Calliope has been yoinked back to her own dimension. We'll hope to see you again, Princess Calliope. I'm sure she'll be back. So, you don't see any Lightstone. As a matter of fact, I don't think you actually asked him if he still had his little Lightstone, but he did not. He did not seem to drop it anywhere nearby. Who is looking down into your Argrax? But you don't have any night vision, so give me a perception check.
$11.
Well, you don't hear anything. The waterfall is fairly loud, so you don't hear anything. And maybe there's a pile of bones down there, but the sunlight just gives you just enough. You are 20 feet on top of there's a room down below. And that's basically all you can kind of see, is that maybe it's either a nice mosaic or perhaps chicken bones. Not really sure.
Am I the only one that's got dark vision?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, furbolgs don't. Or do they?
I don't, but I can turn myself into light. My whole starry form thing. Where'd it go? Yeah.
Well, does that take a spell or anything?
No, I just turn it on, and for 10 minutes, I'll shine bright light in a 10-foot radius. It'll just come from me, and then dim light for 10 further feet.
All right. The dim light. I mean, I have to say it's probably about the same as the sunlight that is coming through the crack down in. You give it a little bit more. So you can just make out that, in fact, there are, the rope does go all the way down, maybe just shy of a couple of feet, but you would easily get it from the ground. You can easily, from there, you can easily grab it if you were to do that. There does seem to be a large pile of bones in the center of this room. And give me a perception check as well.
16.
All right. Oh, and as a druid, you definitely see that there are roots that have probably wound their way into this room, and maybe because you're like thinking about the nature of the waterfall and these roots being pretty wet, and after a very long time, perhaps they have cracked the rock. So the room is surrounded in roots all the way around. And you do notice there are a lot of beaks in this pile of bones in the center, as if maybe they're turkeys, maybe they're just gonna make a wild guess and say perhaps cockatrice. Maybe. But the walls have large roots growing through them, and perhaps the roots are what cracked the stone nearby, opening up this hole. It's
At
a
least
fairly
not a
good guess.
turducatrice.
What's that?
At least it's not a turducatrice.
Ooh, yeah, but you know what? It is now. I'm gonna write that down. Turduck.
I'm gonna kind of try to push in a very polite way, Trowlin to the side, so that he's not blinding me when I'm trying to look.
Okay.
I'll stand a little aside behind you. I get the hint.
And I'll look down using the dark vision.
All right. You try to block out as much of the light that's actually coming in. And yeah, I mean, you see pretty much the same thing. Give me another perception check there.
Because what I'm looking for is to see if I can figure out how old the damage to the stone is.
All right. Well, definitely give me that.
So that's an 18.
Oh, all right. Yeah, you're going to say that the hydraulics of the roots, probably after a very long time, have caused them to split. You know, once the roots get in between some stones, and then just it has taken 1,000 years. But indeed, these roots have certainly caused this. Again, it took quite some time, and yeah, that's a pretty good guess. And that's how these roots are like in this room. So,
All right, so I think I'm going to have to go down
all
and
right.
actually take a look at one of the rocks to see if I can tell what the split, how fresh the actual split is. Like, does it fit the 2-week period?
It's absolutely recent. I mean, you don't even have to go down. The stones that have fallen over outside, like the ones that are around the waterfall, absolutely. These are, clear and clean. They still have a very rugged, they haven't been worn smooth by the waterfall. The rest of the stones obviously are, but then this fresh crack is like, oh yeah, it's jagged rock. Absolutely. The edges are absolutely fresh. So it may have only been, it may not be 2 weeks old. Maybe it's older than that, but that's, to me, obviously came here just 2 weeks ago. So a couple months, a little bit longer maybe, but definitely less than a year. You don't even have to go down there to figure that out.
So we got to try to figure out how we can close this back up and get that amulet back in there.
I got an idea for closing and sealing this hole. We just need to return this amulet. Which I suppose I have a way to get down and back up there easily enough as it is.
We have somebody who can shapeshift into an animal that can get down there and up rather easily.
Yeah.
All we got to do is have them take the amulet in their maul at that point in time.
Trillin, fly down and do the thing.
I can't do the fly yet. Not quite there.
Panther?
Panthers aren't so great at climbing ropes.
They land on their feet though.
They do
How-
land. Yeah.
How
Oh, I
tall
can jump
is
down
the-
there as a panther real easy. Coming back
Yeah,
up.
how far down is it?
It's 20 feet.
20 feet. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I guess
Because there's a rope that a human would have to use. Is there like rock crop that an animal would be able to go
Not
down?
on the
Oh.
it's basically like the rope comes down pretty much in the center of this more or less.
I bet I
30
could
by
climb back
30
up as
inches.
a wolf spider.
What about like a monkey?
How big of a wolf spider? So if I'm not correct,
Yeah.
you would have to put the amulet down, change into the animal form, because all of your belongings get turned with you, and then you'd pick up the amulet as to whatever. Otherwise, you could go down as whatever animal, but you'd then have to change shape back out to get the amulet from.
And that's what I was saying. He could change, then we could put it in its maul or whatever.
Of course,
Yeah. Yeah,
I can
wolf
always
spider
just,
is a medium
misty
creature,
step
so it's
down
not
and
small.
back up again.
We don't know what we're still going to run into. Spells are helpful.
So just
Yeah.
give me 4 hours and I'll be good again.
Why don't we do that? I'll turn into a wolf spider. You hand it to me. I can climb down there real easy, and I can climb back up real easy. And I have blind sight while I'm a spider.
Well, you're a spider. Just make a nice little, web sling cocoon pouch, and you can just drag it along.
Mm-hmm. That works too.
All right. So he's doing that.
Okay, so you're gonna. How big is a wolf spider? Is that like a?
It's medium.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And I
Probably
suppose the
120
body
pound
of
spider.
it. Yeah. I suppose the body of it can squish so that you can get
Mhm.
through this crevice
Mhm.
and easily get down in there. All right. Fantastic. You could just spider web down, like just and then just go straight down like Mission Impossible style, if you want it. Or you can go along the wall. Which would you like?
I'll take the wall.
Okay.
It actually says that I can even do upside down on ceilings.
Right. So
I'll do it as creepy as possible.
all right. Well, that's great. So you almost reach the ground, and inside of those roots, an arm reaches out to grab you. And what is your armor class?
As a spider, well, hang on, let me do that. Actually, fully transform, and then I can see. 13 as a spider.
Right, that is a hit. A decrepit, rotting hand wrapped in bandages had been not necessarily hiding in the roots, but had just been inactive. And of course, sadly, you had failed that perception check and did not see him at all. And it reaches out, grabs your leg, and then indeed punches you. Just tries to, like your underbelly, just wham. Let's see, that is a rotten fist. It's 2d6. So 4 plus 3. That's gonna be 7 damage. Wham! It hits your carapace, and and you must make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
Looking down at this, am I able to see
16.
the arm?
You will in a sec. What'd you make?
16.
All right. Very good. Very good. You are not cursed. All right. Just making sure. And all right. And you're like, oof. You're like, you're upside down. You're climbing down the wall, and then like it grabs one of your arms, and you're like, ah! And then it just punches you right in the middle abdomen. Just oof. And you're like, ah. And across the room, you see another one of these decrepit creatures start to hobble out from the other side, crunching across the bones of the cockatrice from ancient before times. And that's what you see, Puent. You see the other guy come out of the roots and stumble over, making its way across the room.
Okay, so I can only see the one, not the one that punched him, but the other one.
Yeah.
As I see him stumbling towards Trollan, we're going to see what kind of save he's good at. So, Dex save DC 13. As I cast Sacred Flame.
Somehow, magically, even with a -1, it got an 18. I was like, what? It didn't make it save so much as it slid on some of the chicken bones, and you were like, oh, come on. And auto fail the target. All right, Johnny O Twitch is gonna throw it down, and as he slides, continues the actual ricochet of the bolt actually comes back up, bam, bam, and does hit him. Amazing coincidence. Who could have seen it coming? All right, what's the damage? It's a good thing you rolled a 19 and not a 20 or 21.
So that is 14 points of radiant damage.
Radiant damage. All right, and hang on. I thought they had. Nope. Okay. All right. 14 points. Blam! Shreds of fabric fly off of him, and you see necrotic flesh shoot away as well as your radiant damage chews right through it. He's not thrilled. Right. So, Argrax, you're standing up there, and you see Puent chuck a radiant blast down there. You can't really see anything from where you are. Is there anything else you would like to try to do on this turn?
Yes. So, all right. I am going to, Eldritch Blast.
All right. You're going to get over there and you look in. Yes. Okay. With the radiant damage, you can, I was going to say you might have to roll to see if you can spot the target, but it's in the center of the room and it just got hit by radiant damage as you look over there and you're like, oh yeah, that. Bam. All right.
Yep. Oh. That's going to be 18 plus 4.
Oh, that certainly hits.
Yep. And at my level, I can have 2 beams. I want to direct them both at him.
All right.
So let's see. Do I need to roll the attacks individually for each beam, or is it?
I think so. I think each one of them is an attack on their own. Okay. Yes.
And then 17 plus 4 with the other one.
That definitely hits.
There's going to be 8 and 9 force damage.
All right. And that is going to be... All right. Its body is racked, and it's still stumbles forward to its initial target. Argrax, you've got the... Wait, no. Trallin, you have the amulet, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, that's right. Oh. But you have it physically with you, but not on you. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So you're not actually getting any of the benefits of the protection.
Of course.
Bam. Like, Tralla. All right. Well, it is back around to you, Trallin.
Well, I'm not terribly useful down here, so I'm going to bite that undead thing that was there next to me. because it's about all I can do to it. That is. Oh, that's pretty good. That's a 20, dirty.
That hits. Yeah.
So it is going to take 1d6 piercing damage, but then it also has to make a DC 11 save.
Against poison?
Poison. I don't know that that's going to do a whole lot, but
It's going to do a whole lot of nothing, really.
a whole lot of nothing. Okay.
All right. What's the total damage?
6.
All right.
And then
All
I'm
right.
going to scramble high enough up that wall that it's going to have a real hard time hitting me.
Okay. It did grab you, so give me a grapply in
Oh,
your
that's-
strength.
Strength thingy. I'm probably still grappled with a 6.
Oh, dang. Yes. It has got a pretty good. It is remarkably strong for some sort of undead creature. You're like, you kind of like, he'll probably fall apart. And then you're like,
I mean,
actually
you
got a
don't
pretty
really
good grip
have to
on
be
me.
all that strong to hold on to a spider either.
Oh, he's a big spider. Like,
He's a medium
he-
spider.
you know,
No.
Spider's got a strength of 12. That ain't shabby.
Right.
It's actually
All right,
got a
so
strong,
that
it's got
is-
more strength than Trollin.
It's a medium-sized spider, meaning it's almost as big as we are.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that is the end of your guys' round to Trollin. You're going last because you were surprised. So it is back to them, which now the first guy, again, holding you tight and misses with a 1. I'm gonna give you another chance to just grapple as a reaction or ungrapple yourself. So give me another grapple check.
And it's another 6.
Ah, dang it! All right. Well, he got a 13. So despite him just absolutely whiffing or catching a root and just like and you're like, now's my chance. Ah, dang it. All right. The other one gets the rest of the way across the room and then decides to pummel you as well with an 8. So misses you as you're like, oh, not today. Dodge. And hang on. And as you look at it, as you're looking at the one that just came over here, it glares at you dreadfully, as if it had an ability called Dreadful Glare. And
Great.
let me see.
I'm rolling away.
You need to make a wisdom save of 11.
Oh, well, I have a +7, so 13. That was
right.
pretty shitty, but
All right. Well, there you go, man. Well done. So, all right. You feel a bit glared at dreadfully, but otherwise no ill effects. All right. So we are going to go with Puent.
Puent's not playing around now. Guiding bolt.
All right. On the guy that you hit before, I can barely see the other guy really. So
Yeah, the guy I saw before. So that is going to be a dirty 20.
all right, it definitely hits. You guys are just plinking on him, just pap, 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 pap.
crit for
So that
point.
is 18.
Crit
Oh,
for
Johnny throws down a crit for Puent.
Oh, so
Thank
that
you.
is
All right.
36.
Blam. All right. Ripping across his back. This creature is shaken to the core as his bandages fly off and the rotted beef jerky like flesh just shoots away from him. But it's still standing.
Well, that's
it is
good
definitely.
because now Argrax has advantage.
Yes, it is definitely shredded, but still fighting. Argrax, what you got
Firebolt.
with advantage?
That was definitely not. All right, it's good because that's a
16.
Oh, the hit.
Hit. And that is going to be. Oh, actually, it's way more than 16. That's right. I'm at +7 for my spell modifier. It's going to be 7 damage.
All right.
7 fire.
7 fire damage.
Yes.
All right.
7 fire damage.
The flames erupt and immediately start to burn. That's fire. Into this beef jerky flesh. The blast is bigger than you would have imagined from your own. That's oof. Bam. All right. And it is currently, its back is currently on fire.
And now I can see what's in the room.
Yes. A big pile of cockatrice bones. Argrax, give me a quick perception check.
Six.
You do notice that there is an exit to this room, but that's about it. There's a lovely exit.
All right, I got advantage. Let's see if I can see anything better. 18.
And in that exit is another creature. Humanoid. Can't quite make it out, but also seems to be wrapped in some bandages as well. You just see the edge of this creature as it is making its way into this room. Trallin, would you like to say or do anything in particular?
Yeah. Look.
Incoming. Chewie, we got company. All right, Trallin. You're still grappled, unfortunately, and now
I am no longer grappled. Crit save, crit strength check.
Yay! All right, as long as I don't crit.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, is there a place I can climb up in these roots as a spider and have a good spot to turn back into myself and not fall back down in
there? Yeah, you could probably grab onto some of the roots and hold yourself up there. Yeah, okay. Easily, and you'd be well over 10 feet off the ground.
Great.
Your feet would be at least 10 feet, so within out of arm's reach.
So I'm gonna scramble up there as a spider, use my bonus action to turn back into myself, and cast bonfire at that entrance.
Oh. All right. All right. So you get out there. You, in fact, do see what appears to be, now with the bright lights, of course, it seems to be a mummy. This mummy has dreadlocks. And each dreadlock seems to be wrapped up in a little bandage. And as you look at it, she looks at you.
Oh, great.
And
mummy Gorgon.
And that's when you realize that each one of those little bandages, those little dreadlocks, nay, they not be snakes, but they are like little chicken heads. This is all about cockatrice, people.
Although
yes,
I don't know how you came across, mixing up cockatrice with chicken heads, because that's just...
I was really high. Anyway, moving on. Hey, you know what would be a really cool idea? So I was eating a bucket of chicken. I ate the entire bucket of chicken, and there I was staring at the bones. And anyway, no, stranger things have happened. You are gonna need to make a DC 14 Constitution save.
Con save. Great.
Forces you to make a saving throw. All right. Whew. All right. Good. You feel a chill, and it goes through you, but you are okay. This creature definitely has twice as much presence as these two mummies. We'll just use the word that they are. They are mummies indeed. You can feel her presence. She is certainly some sort of very powerful creature. You're just like, whoa. Okay. Yeah. So, what was the rest of the action? Sorry.
The bonfire. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So yes, now but now that you did hit that bonfire, I believe she needs to make a save, right?
Yes, DC 15.
Somebody done rolled a 1. And that would be that's what always freaking happens.
Right. Well, that means she takes a whole 6 fire damage.
Really?
It's
That's
a cantrip. It's a cantrip.
But she's a mummy.
So double.
And they take double damage. So so that's a 12. Hey, that's double digits, man. You're doing great. You're doing great.
Well, the 6 damage, that was normal, but then that was
it was 3.
Fail.
It was 3.
3
Crit.
then.
Doubled.
Yes. It's critted and then it's doubled because it's fire. So, or rather, it's probably fire damage and then
double for
so. Oh, right, and double and crit fail. Yes. So,
Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So crit fail. That's double the damage. Yes, that's 12. It's 12 people. It's just 12. Plenty of damage for a cantrip. All right, so that is the end of the round. She did gaze you. I just had that gaze happen right then because that was just very cool and suspenseful. But that is her go. Meanwhile, the two mummies, they both, Trallin, they are following you. They are tracking you, and they are coming for you. They are moving, however, quite slowly. And the one that's on fire, who's still on fire, is fortunately not setting any of the roots on fire. They're wet. So they're not. Let me that for that bonfire. There's enough moisture in the roots and moisture in the air that it doesn't set them on fire. It starts to dry them out a little bit, but they are okay. The mummies are moving towards you, so the one of them is underneath you. The other one is still, because they don't move that fast. Is still near the center of the room, but close to you. Obviously, you're up high. Puent, you see all of this because you're looking at this now bonfire-filled room. You can clearly see all of the things that are happening. There's an exit that goes into this next chamber or whatever is next in there, but it is blocked by some sort of other mummy with wiggling mummy tendrils. What do you do?
Did that thing get hit yet?
Mm-hmm.
It did take some fire damage.
Okay, well, I'm not going to play around. I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at 3rd level.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
And don't hate me. I tried to be nice again and switched up die.
Don't hate you at all.
All I'm gonna say is they went directly from his hands to mine at Maryland.
From the DM to you. That's how you get the good dice. All right. So what do we
That's
got?
a little 66. That'd be fun.
And Johnny's throwing a +3 on the damage.
So my roll is a total of 50 doubled.
Whoa.
So I rolled
And that
25,
includes the other
double
3.
is 50.
So 6 more. Kablam!
Are those mummies
It knocks
allergic to
her. I'm
radiant
gonna.
too?
Sadly, no. I would have thought that, but no, they are not. It knocks her back, just blam! It blows her back through the hall. You no longer see her. All right. Doing anything else?
At this point in time, I'm just taking the movement and going down.
Mm-hmm. All right. Are you going down the rope?
Yep.
All right. You're like, okay, I knocked her back. There, those 2 guys are over at Trollan. I'm just gonna head on down the rope. Diggy 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 diggy. That'll get you to the bottom for sure. All right. Argorax.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to join them down the bottom
All right.
as well. So I'll go down, and once I'm down there with all the stuff that's on fire and whatnot, is there still any? Is there, from our vantage point down there, is there any sign of the thing?
So you look down the exit to this room, and you see way back, knocked back, laying on the ground. You see the creature, and just beyond her, you see she's in a room. So if you knocked her back, Quentin knocked her back down a hall, and then into this room, and she's lying on the ground, and just barely, because now with the flames, you can see what seems to be maybe a tall throne of some sort, and it's like a little like few staircases, steps up to a throne. So you just make out like the edges of this throne's armrests and emotional damage, and there is a small gold-colored coffer on that staircase, which does seem to be open. And by the way, and then like everything is covered with cobwebs except everything that has been hit with fire now is like the cobwebs are burning away, so you can kind of see a little bit better. But yes, there's definitely an opened coffer. You can't see anything else, but like, yeah, you're like, yeah, that's an open coffer. Yeah. But the 2 mummies, however, are happy you're here. So,
All right. So let's see. We're going to go with. Ooh, yeah. With my movement coming down from the top and whatnot, can I get within 5 feet of both of those mummies?
5 feet of one of them. The other one is directly underneath Trollan, who's a little bit farther away.
Okay. And all right. So, which one is it? Yes, this one. Okay, it needs to make a con save.
Oh dang! It got a 21, not a natural, a dirty 21.
Well, it passed its save. It takes no radiant damage.
Oh. All right, but it is now happy you're here. And it definitely tries to punch you. That's going to be a 12.
I'm 17.
All right. It makes a slow swing at you. You just dodge it. Whatever. The other one, Trallin, tries to climb up these. It is actually making some progress, despite it being on fire, and it actually is. You're like, hey, it got closer. That's not fair. Because you just like wouldn't think of it, but it just latches on to some of these roots, and it might make it to you next round. But of course, it's not going to be able to punch you. It's going to need its hands for climbing, but it might bite you. Who knows? I mean, all right. Oh, sorry. And yes, it is your go, actually. So
I'm gonna take a page out of Plent's book there in Guiding Bolt at level 3.
all right, on to the guy who's underneath you.
Straight underneath it.
All right, the one who's taking an awful lot of damage. So yes, go for it.
Yeah, that's gonna be a 14.
Oh, it hits. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good then.
These guys are pretty easy to hit, actually.
So that is 66 radiant damage. So that is 31 radiant damage.
Oh, he explodes. This just falls apart. Blah, 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 blam. Yeah, he just pieces of him just literally like fall away as he just
And this time the exploding creature actually does fall to the ground.
yes. It's 2 little feet just sitting there. All right. Okay, so he's gone. The one in front of Argrax is gonna swing at him. Oh wait, he already swung at him, didn't he? Sorry, I skipped your go, Trallin. And the Medusa mummy is attempting to make her way back after being hit by such monstrous amount of damage. Trallin, you hear a voice in your head, and you're pretty sure it is this Medusa mummy. And she says, "You have my treasure. Bring it now." You don't feel necessarily compelled magically. You're just like, ooh. She reached into your mind and asked you vaguely nicely. All right. They have gone. Puent, you're on the ground. One mummy is Destruto, and the other one is in front of Argrax. The Medusa mummy is down the hall after you blasted her into the next room. And she is just getting...
Away are each of them?
What's that?
How far away from me is each one?
Well, the one in the room with you is 10 feet away. She is 10, 15, 20, 25 feet at least. And she literally is still actually on the ground, like crawling back up onto her feet. You hit her pretty darn hard.
I'm going to step within melee range of the one near Argrax and swing ye old Warhammer.
All right.
And that is a 15.
Oh, that'll hit. As time stops.
for 7 points of damage.
All right. This guy. All right. That was. Oh. Hang on. The guy's on fire is right below you, Trollan. So he's just being put out. So the other, or rather, yeah. So he's gone. The other guy. Let me add up his. Not too much. What was the total?
I just did 7.
Okay. 15. All right. Okay. Oof. And it is. Yep. Okay. It kind of takes the shot. Steadies itself. Argrax. Oh, you're muted.
Yes. All right. How far away is the Mama Gargo?
She's about 25, 30 feet away.
Oh, okay. So she's really close in Warlock terms.
Close enough for you if you wanted to cast something or even get into melee range. Not close enough for me to be able to swing at her. And you have advantage because I hit her with Guiding Bolt.
That is true.
Okay. So you know what? We dropping 3rd level spells on her. I'll join the club. With Witch Bolt.
Oh. Tell the people what they won.
All right. So I need this die maybe. Get wrecked. Yep, that's on the iridescent.
Nice.
And that was
been
on
rolling
fire.
all the 21s. How is this possible?
Oh yeah. Okay, so this is a concentration spell, lasts for up to a minute, so there's going to be a couple of subsequent rounds that I can continue automatically doing damage. A beam of crackling blue energy lances out. It takes 1d12 lightning damage, and on each of your turns for the duration, you can use your action to deal 1d12 lightning damage to the target automatically.
Dang.
And
so you are like the Emperor.
So it's 3d12, which means it's going to be
and doubled.
Yeah, so I rolled a 5, a 12, and a 3, meaning that's 20, meaning that's 40 lightning damage.
Oh, geez. Okay. She takes the hit, quite a hit. She's not thrilled. She just got back on her feet, and you just wham, send her back a little bit farther. The lightning arcs into the room and like ping, ping, bounces off some other things. You see a bronze brazier that like eats some of that electricity after it has bounced off of her. All right, Trollan.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit her with just one of my free guiding bolts, not a level 3. Just a.
All right. You're because of your angle, you can't actually see her because you're still up on the thing. So she's still in the other room.
Oh, but the guy's not below me anymore, right?
The one that you blew up is not there. There is one actually in Quent is fighting him right now with the Warhammer. So.
Puent is taking that one out. Can I climb down a little bit and get an angle?
Oh yeah, because you're just about 10. You're about 10 feet off the ground, so that's going to be.
I could just drop the 10 feet. It wouldn't even hurt me.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll drop down and try and get an angle and fire that in there.
All right. Yeah, that's easy enough.
And that is it. That is only a 15 to hit.
That will. Oh, that just hits her.
Nice.
Oh,
So that is 17 radiant.
whew. All right.
Oh.
She is hurting.
Oh, actually, technically, I still have advantage against her, don't I?
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Oh,
let's
so
try
you
that
can
again,
roll
just
and
in
see if you
case
get
I
it.
get a crit. Nope, I didn't get a crit, but
Right.
it was a 19.
All right. Blam again. She looks at both of you and says, "You dare!" And her little chicken heads hiss. And I believe that she can only look at one. See, when a creature that can see the starting to turn. Oh, all right. Well, yeah, I guess she's gonna move forward. She's gonna move forward just inside of the room, and she's staring at all of you. She can't use her power yet, but she can also. She moves her hands, pointing to the ground, and raises them as you see the chicken bones rise and start to try to reshape into cockatrice. You see their little tails ding, 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 starting to connect. They're not fully formed yet, but they are starting to form.
She didn't go stand in my bonfire again, did she?
Oh yeah, how big is your bonfire? She might have had to.
Well,
go
it's right
around.
there at the entrance of that room.
Is it 10 by 10 or is it?
It's a 5 foot or 5 foot.
Yeah, she can get around it. So, and she's definitely going to avoid it.
Well, we'll see what happens after the next round.
Yeah, she's probably not going to last too much longer. So that happens. The other mummy hits Puent or attacks Puent. That's going to be a 19.
It just hits.
Oh, all right. And that's going to be that's 10 damage and roll a save. That's a con save, so you'll probably do well.
What kind of save?
Constitution.
Yeah, that's an 18.
No problems. All right. Boof. It does hit you pretty hard, but you're like, meh, yeah, all right. And it is your go. Puent.
I'm gonna pull one of the Darth Maul type moves where he holds his weapon out but goes like this. So I'm making it look like I'm trying to hold off the mummy near me with the hammer hand as the first action, or my main action, is to, again, guiding bolt Mummy Dearest at 3rd level.
Oh.
Okay, it's a 21, but it's a dirty 21.
Dirty 21. That's plenty. All right.
So that's 23.
Wow.
1 point shy of what I was hoping for.
That's quite all right because you are well within the blowing them up realm.
Then, for my bonus action, the Chainsaw of Justice appears as I cast Spiritual Weapon. And I'm going to be I can't be as nasty with that one as I'd like because, well, I'm now out of 3rd level spells. However, the second level version of it is still nice. And that is 19.
That's your damage, or that's your
No, that was the hit.
Okay, yeah. Oh, it totally hits
For a whopping 9 points.
9 points. All right, that's not enough to take him all the way down. He's partially fresh. Argrax, you see the Medusa mummy just woo, which is a good thing because she was going to use her gaze at the beginning of the next round. So, oh, shoot! Wait a minute. Hang on. Hold, please. Hey, when a creature that sees him starts its turn. Oh shoot! It's when it starts. When you start your turn. All right. So, all right. Well, I messed that up, but yeah. All right. You actually, both of you should have made a save. I'm gonna say that Twent has made a save, but Trallon actually. So, Argrax and Trallon, give me a save as you were all there before she explodes.
Con.
This is a con save, yes. Sorry, it's supposed to be at the beginning of the turn.
13
Total? Oh no.
I rolled just so it could be even. I got a 14.
A 14 is exactly what you need.
Oh, 13.
Argrax, would you? No.
Argrax, you got advantage.
Oh, thank you, Johnny.
Oh.
And Trallon has plus 3.
Oh, and which makes it. Look at Johnny helping out.
Oh no.
No.
Argrax didn't make it.
Destined to be turned to stone. All right, so you are starting to turn to stone. You will be if you fail the next turn, yeah. That is the for real one. That's the forever and ever sort of stone, unless you are unless it's greater restoration.
Well, apparently Sally has been trying to help, but Twitch is being mean to her on the app.
Oh no.
Both on the phone and tablet, giving her errors when she's trying to spend Twitch points.
Weird. Well, all right. Well, what? Tell us what you were trying to do. We'll
Because if it's acceptable, I'll spend the Twitch points based off of what she tells me she's trying to do. So at least Twitch points are being spent.
All right, Johnny O just gave me a 21 for points, so no stone.
Oh, all right. Johnny throwing down all the points. I'm
like, not again.
I'm like, no! And then she explodes. You got the one chance. So Argrax, you are not stone. You are alive and fleshy, like a Dragonborn is supposed to be. What do you got?
All right. Well, that broad is gone, so I no longer have to maintain concentration for that spell. So we still have one thing to deal with in here.
Mm-hmm. The mostly wrecked mummy, but
yeah, the one right by you.
Yes.
just go dink.
Okay. Toll the dead. Make a wisdom save.
Mummies known for their wisdom. No, that's gonna be a 5 total. So.
Well, that roll could have been better, but it's 5 necrotic.
Wait, let me make sure that they're not immune to necrotic damage. They are indeed immune to necrotic damage. They are necrotic damage. So the mummy kind of just looks at you like, I'm already dead. Already dead. But Trollan, it is your go.
I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a whack with the shillelagh staff, since I can probably walk up to it and hit it with a +8.
There you
go. So 17.
That's totally a hit.
That's a 9 on the damage.
That is what it needed. Whang! And as that one goes down, as well as the Medusa mummy, all the chickens just fall apart at the same time. You stand there in your, like, the three of you standing there, like, I think that's it. I think they're gone. All right. Great. Well.
I still think we need to put that amulet back in the coffer and seal this place
we
up.
are now out of initiative. I'm going to walk down towards the dais, and I'm going to put that amulet back into its coffer. And
all right,
close them, lid them.
Very well. Well, you're like, whew. All right. You step away a little bit, and as you move back into the other chamber, you hear the Medusa's voice. You have beaten me. Thank you for returning our treasures. I will allow you to take this. And a piece of the floor in the chicken room slides away, revealing another coffer. And it's made of lead. It's made of precious metals as well. And there it is. In its own little.
I will pick up the coffer, and we will begin to make our exit from here.
All right. You climb up the rope. You're like, we're gonna just put the rocks here. Just cut that rope back.
My plan was I was gonna use the coral wand to seal it up.
Right.
And I can use my acid breath attack weapon to fuse and lock it up nice and tight.
I think that'll more than do it, and more than satisfy the mummy's curse of the chicken family. So I think that that's a great place to end. We end the adventure as you head back to the town of Vernazza to give Timmy a good scolding, but perhaps maybe send him to adventure school. Who knows? The town will be thrilled to have a first night of no cockatrice and no fog, and are absolutely going to throw you a lovely party. And we end the scene. You are all there drinking the fine wines of the small seaside village and eating the best swordfish that they can provide. Well done, adventurers. Let me see. It's a total of 1,000 XP each because of the various and sundries. Well done, not turning into stone. And yeah, the coffer actually has 3 decorated. We'll say 4 for Calliope as well. They are these wooden rods, and with a small arcana check, Puent, you do know that these are if you break them, you will actually if you are starting to be petrified, you can break this and reverse the petrification.
Of course, remember
So-
my identify I can learn all the things, for
Yes.
attunement and all that sort of stuff too. That only
As
takes
well.
like 10 minutes.
Yeah, you don't need to attune. It just you just break it, and that way you don't have to make that second saving throw. You just get it. There you go. And the mummy's very happy that you returned their amulet, and maybe they'll reform in the future, but who knows? Better safe than sorry. And we close out our adventure there. Hey, everybody. Thanks for playing. Once again, I thank all of our players, all of our Patreon saints, everybody watching at home who helped our adventurers out. Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow, we've got a full schedule of shows. We've got Jammed coming up. We have in the morning, we have Sonnets with Shakespeare. We've got Delta Green for Gothic Horror at 10. And we have, once again, Jammed is our new show with Mike Nistel. It's going to be running for, I think, a month and a half. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So check it out, my friends. Hey, everybody. This is Nat 21 Adventures. Let me grab my 21. Where'd it go? I had so many dice here just a second ago. All right. Well, I guess 20 is going to have to do. My friends, this has been Nat 21 Adventures. When a natural 20 just won't do, you are definitely going to need a Nat 21. Let me see if I can get the right video lined up. That's a video. Outro. Bam.